podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People.
Let's
get ready for Boxing Voice.
I just want to say I got the hardest intro on TVV.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
Boxing Voice Radio, I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Michael Gross, the boss.
Solid DiBiase Productions.
Yo, what up?
BoxingVoice.com. TVV for life. If you ain't on Patreon,
BoxingVoice.com.
I told Fury 2 years ago that I was going to baptize him. You know, rising up is part of the baptism.
Doesn't really matter what I say and what Wilder says. It all matters what happens on the night. I'm going to get that green belt. I'm also going to get the Ring magazine. And I'm also going to keep my lineal championship.
BoxingVoice.com.
make sure you push that thumbs up.
Can't remember a bigger heavyweight fight in a long time. Maybe Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson was the last big fight like this. That was the last US UK showdown.
That lineal bullshit, it ends there. It ends with him.
Ain't no other sight in the game could see the Boxing Voice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is Flagship Thursday, where we preview and predict this weekend's fights. Obviously, this weekend we're going to be having Caleb Plant taking on Mr. Feigenbutz, and we'll have good old Ryan Garcia in action versus Fonseca. We have a jam-packed show. We started a little bit early, which should have been 15 minutes early to get ready for our next interview, or our first interview, should I say, with good old Gary Russell. But Mike was asleep, man. I couldn't get a hold of him, so it looks like we're going to do this one by ourselves. I've already put out the post on Patreon. If you want to go ahead and ask Gary a question, you know where to go to, patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Ask Gary Russell a question. We're going to have him on. We know there's been some interesting things happening, in his division. Josh Warrington just signed with Matchroom. So, yeah, man, lots to talk about. He just got a win himself, so lots to talk about. I'm very interested to talk to Gary Russell in about 3 minutes. Other than Gary, we're going to be having at 7:30 Javon Hill, which is the trainer of Tyson Fury. So that'll be at 7:30. Javon Sugar Hill will be on the show at 7:30, and then we'll have at 8 o'clock, we're going to have someone else. In just a minute, I'll let you know. I'm in the middle of putting out the posts for Sugar Hill. If you want to ask Tyson Fury's trainer a question, you can head on over to Patreon. So let me see here. I know it got some notes. So we got the Gary Russell at 7 o'clock, Sugar Hill 7:30. Oh, yeah, we got Michele Rosato and Elvis Rodriguez as well. So it will be Gary Russell, Javon Hill, Michele Rosato, and Elvis Rodriguez all lined up for today. So hopefully you guys enjoy all those interviews, and we have a good time here. I'm stalling now because we got about 1 minute before we get Gary, and yeah, man, we should be good. Still, same number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Definitely lots to talk about with all the fights this weekend. If you haven't checked out our Freeway Ricky Ross interview from earlier this morning, please do check that out. Very, very good interview with Freeway. definitely was a good interview. Is the most I can say. But let me call into the studio, make sure everything is good. But yeah, man, so we got the Fox card with Caleb Plant. We have Plant's going to be taking on Vincent Feigenbutz, and that'll be a 12-round fight for Plant's IBF super middleweight title. On the undercard, we got the return of Bryant Perrella. Remember, Bryant Perrella lost to welterweight Luis Collazo. He's going to be taking on Abel Ramos. And then we got Austin Dulay back in action versus Diego Magdaleno, the brother of Jesse Magdaleno that signed a top rank. Rau'shee Warren also back in the bantamweight division versus Gilberto Mendoza. Over on DAZN, you got the return of Ryan Garcia. And he's going to be taking on a former past opponent of other people, Francisco Fonseca, I believe. Maybe Felix Verdejo faced him and Teofimo Lopez. But he is who Ryan is going to be facing. Farmer faced this guy. And Gervonta Davis faced this guy. So not Teofimo. But hey, still, the elites faced him, right? Then we got Jorge Linares is back taking on Carlos Morales. Alexis Rocha also back versus Brad Solomon. Now that's not a bad fight. Look, shout out to Brad. They bringing him back. If you're Brad, you're looking at least they brought him back after the Virgil Ortiz loss. So shout out to Brad getting an opportunity. Blair Cobbs, very boisterous welterweight. He's back in action versus Samuel Kotey in a 10-round fight in the welterweight division. Then, like I said, we got Gary Russell on in about 1 minute. And we got Sugar Hill, Michele Rosato, and Elvis Rodriguez. Let me just get Gary on right now. Hold on a second. I'm going to give you some tunes to listen to in the meantime while I head on over to do this. Sorry, guys. No mic right now.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the 4th round on?
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and you're taking those punches.
DAZN Productions.
Making women gestures like,
Let's go, champ. It's the champ. Shannon the champ. With the fake champ. With Tally, Vitamin Crisco.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm gonna treat him like he's a C+ fighter. I'm gonna dominate. I'm gonna dog this fight.
I'm talking about punishment. We're gonna punish you for 12 rounds. Either the referee says you had enough, or you can say you had enough, or you can stay your ass there all night until you ain't had enough.
I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And all I did was beat opponents. I worked my way from the bottom to the top. I won a title by beating top competition and top fighters. This guy was handsome, he's a paper champion.
Do you feel that you're the best super middleweight right now?
100%. Let's go, champ.
He can bring the pressure. He can box. I'm a true champion. I'm willing to go to his turf in Atlantic City. I'm going to step on him. I'm going to crush him. Y'all can mark my word to this. I'm going to crush him. He's a C+ fighter. I'm an A+ fighter. Come Saturday night next week, all the fans tune in because I'm going to dominate. This guy is flat-footed, swing wild. I'm not worried about who his trainer is because his trainer can't get in there and fight for him.
DAZN Productions.
BoxingVoice.com. BoxingVoice.com.
2nd of February. I won't be running. You won't have to look anywhere for me. Just watch out for the right hands because you're going to sleep in 2 rounds.
Someone's always got to go, and it ain't going to go by decision. It's going to go by KO.
2 rounds. He's going down. I had a dream. I keep having the same dream about round 2. I'm playing poker all the time. I keep getting dealt number 2. It's definitely a thing.
Nah, boxed 12 rounds and ran. Don't respect that.
And I think, honestly, I think he might beat Deontay Wilder next time they're out. That's just my opinion.
And then that elevates it up once again.
I think Tyson Fury would fight me quicker than Wilder would. So if that's the case, I want Fury to win because I just want to fight. And I think to have that fight here on British soil is, man, can you imagine that? Like, I would even...
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I was in the back getting WBC champion, Mr. Gary Russell, live on the line, and we have him. Just want to thank you first and foremost, champ, for coming on the program. I know you're coming off a big win and obviously living a very busy life, but we appreciate your time. How are you? Congratulations once again on the win.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me. And I'm good, man. I'm back home with the wife and the kids, you know, spending time with the babies.
So just take us back to that performance. How would you grade it?
I give myself maybe a B minus. A B minus after I watched the fight. You know, because he's a hell of a fighter. I took my head off to him. I knew he was going to bring his physical best. He got a great amateur pedigree. You know, he's been competing in the amateurs. He's a silver medalist in one of the games. So he had a good sense of distance and range, you know, and ring generalship himself. So y'all really actually witnessed, you know, boxing at its best on that particular night. You know, but man, we put the work in, man. We put that work in.
It was a hell of a fight. You guys threw so many punches. Were you exhausted? How many days did you take off? Because I hear you're back in the gym. When I tried to schedule this, they were like, well, he's going to be training at 7. I'm like, oh, wow. He's back in the gym?
Yeah, you know, normally we do be right back in the gym. This probably be the longest layoff that I probably had. I'll be back in the gym on Monday. You know, back in there training. You know, not as if I'm getting ready for a fight, but just still keeping the wheels turning. You know, still shadow boxing. You know, it gives me the opportunity to be able to still move around with the younger children in the gym and stuff like that. So I'll be able to take advantage of that time.
As far as the rankings go in your division, obviously you're the current WBC champion. In the WBC rankings, is there anyone that you get excited about? And obviously, I mean, excited about possibly facing.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not really. Aside from me moving up in weight, who has the title at 135?
135, you have Vasyl Lomachenko has 3 titles, and Teofimo Lopez has the IBF.
They don't got that's the WBC. You said within the sanctioning body, so if we talking within the sanctioning body.
WBC is Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell. They'll be fighting for the interim, and then you have Devin Haney, who is the regular champion, and Vasyl is the franchise champion in the 135 at the WBC.
All of them dudes you just mentioned. Everybody that you just brought up is everybody that I'm interested in fighting. And you can add the Gervonta Tank Davis to the list. You know, those are the guys that I'm interested in fighting when I move up in weight division. You know, I'm planning on jumping 2 weight divisions unless, we get an opportunity to compete against a Leo. But if not, I'm planning on moving up. I don't need no tune-up fights. I don't want no tune-up fights. Who's the best? Let's see who it is. Line them up.
So you are willing to fight Devin Haney at 135? Because he was in that list of names I mentioned.
I heard you when you said it the first time. You know, any of those dudes that you just mentioned, including Gervonta Tank Davis, because that was one of the ones you didn't mention. When I move up in weight, line them up. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to fight whoever the best is. I'm a real fighter at the end of the day. You know, I'm not picking and choosing who I'm going to fight. I want to fight whoever anybody thinks is the best. Line them up. I'm willing to test it. I'm willing to test myself and put it all on the line. I want to see how great I really am. The only way I can prove it is by fighting these guys. Line them up.
Has anyone called you after the fight to congratulate you? And I mean, obviously, from the Sylvia Browns to the Al Haymans, like the people that make things happen. Has anyone reached out? Because I know you were, slightly not happy with being able to get those big fights.
Yeah, I reached out. Of course, me and Al, we got a good relationship. Good friendship. I said, of course, he's gonna reach out. It's a partnership. We do business together.
Only reason I ask is because the grapevine says that Eddie Hearn reached out, especially after he signed Josh Warrington, who is the 126-pound IBF champion. And the rumor goes that you said, I'm ready to Eddie to make that fight. So if that's true, and you're also willing to fight Haney, well, it seems like you already got a 2-fight deal going on right there. You beat Warrington in a unification, vacate both, move up to 35, fight Haney for his WBC. I mean, sounds like a beautiful plan.
I mean, that is beautiful now that you mapped it out that way. But no, I haven't talked to Eddie. Eddie hasn't reached out or anything like that, so. Nah, you just get it. That's hearsay. Whatever.
Would you be interested, though, now that Warrington has signed? It was made official yesterday or today that he's officially with Matchroom. Would you be interested in facing him, or is Gary Russell ready to move up now?
I'm ready to move up. Josh Warrington was never nobody that I was thinking about competing against. I think he's a champion. You can't take that from him. But he's a bar fighter. He's just a straightforward swing punches. His knockout percentages is very, very low. He just wanted to come in there and throw a lot of punches. He would get his ass beat if he fight me that way. It's a waste of time fighting Josh Warrington. I'm about to move up to 35. And like the names that you just mentioned, line them up.
So not even Shakur Stevenson makes you stick around. Not that I want you to, just I'm trying to do my due diligence and make sure I ask all the big names.
Oh no, I understand. I like Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, not even Shakur, but like I said, I made it in the interview before. I think Shakur is probably one of the only ones who probably had the balls to actually take the fight with me. And the only reason why I think that is because he's young. When you're young, you don't make some of the best decisions in life. You don't make some of the best sound choices in life. But I like him. You know what I'm saying? I knew Shorty was going to become a world champion. But nah, he ain't nobody I've been thinking about either. Like I said, I'm going to 35. I want Tank. Shorty come and see me. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney or everybody else, that's just a bonus. That's just a bonus, but that's the way that I want to be in. I want to rematch with Vasily Lomachenko before the conclusion of my career. I don't care if he lose to Teofimo Lopez or not. It doesn't really matter. That's something that I want to do for myself. Not for the fans, not for the media, just for me, for my own personal sake of mind. And that's just what it is.
How do you go about making that rematch? Is that something that you just have to push for and haven't really pressed for it, or are you out here actively wanting this rematch with Vasile and he doesn't want to give you another opportunity? What's exactly, I guess the story behind it?
But I think first and foremost, the biggest thing is for me to put myself in the same weight division that you're in. That's what I'm planning on doing. It's steps to getting everything done. So I'm taking one of the first steps to getting that done.
Totally agree with that route. I mean, I remember them telling Islandri Lara that if he really wanted to fight Gennady at 160, he should get a 160-pound fight. Here we are years later, and he's never fought at 160. So I get you. What's the probability in your mind that you can get a Gervonta Tank Davis fight? And the only reason I word the question that way is because we all know you wanted Abner and Leo, and that never happened.
I'm not sure. To be 100% honest with you, I'm not sure. You know, you never really know how life's gonna take you. You know, but at the end of the day, I know those are fights that I wanted. And if I don't get the fight, I'm going to just expose them. I'm going to just let the people know. I'm one of the ones who's going to let the people know that, listen, y'all see me trying to make this fight. They playing games. They scared. They running. They making excuses. They hiding. They making all these excuses. Well, he don't sell. He's this, he's that. You sound like a sucker. I'm telling you, I want to fight you. Fight me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what it is. If we don't get the fight, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be disappointed because in the sport of boxing, I feel like fighters supposed to have a certain type of mentality or mindset, and I don't see none of these fighters projecting that at all. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say they want to fight me, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. I'm a fighter at the end of the day. You know, so I'm not sure. If not, then we're going to keep it moving. I still plan on moving up and
Do you think Tank is the type of person?
And they can just have to avoid. They can just.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. You said, do I think what?
I was gonna say, do you think Tank is the type of person that if you did some of the stuff you did with Leo, that he would give you that fight because of the shame, you know, the public shaming? Do you think that maybe his personality is different than Leo's?
Listen, man, this not WWE, you know what I'm saying, or wrestling. I understand we are in the entertainment business, you know. But, nah, it's not even that, you know what I'm saying. I just feel as though it's shaming enough. You got another man saying they want to fight you. You got both fighters. You got people from your own city that want to see the fight. They want you to shut me up. You know what I'm saying? It's people in my city that want to see what's going to happen. They still supporting their home thing. I mean, I think just that alone should be able to push it. You know, you want to deal with the politics and all that, the riffraff. I'm raw and uncut. Let's get straight to the point. Damn the manager, damn the promoter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying damn the manager, damn the promoter, because you definitely need them. You know, but don't let them control what goes on. Don't let them control you as a fighter. You're a fighter. Somebody said they want to fight you, and you keep denying it. You're starting to look like a sucker, and you're starting to look weak.
All right.
You know, so, I mean, people just got to be men at the end of the day.
For sure. We're going to go to some questions from the people, and then we'll be done. We got Matthew Garces in Texas that says, with Leo looking to go the Gervonta route, will you look to unify or possibly go up in weight? You just answered that, so we'll just give him a shout out. You definitely said you want to move up, and no one makes you stick at 126 because Warrington isn't known, so you don't want that unification. Thank you, Matthew. Frank Perez says, who is the hardest hitter you have faced in your professional career? Frank is from Vegas as well.
The hardest hitter, to be honest with you, it was Oscar Escandón. Oscar Escandón. He was one of the most solid shots. I got hit with more than one of the hardest shots by Oscar Escandón. He ain't rocked me or buzzed me. I actually caught the punch. I blocked the punch. But you can feel the pressure and the intensity behind the punch. You can tell that you definitely had to have a sound defense dealing with him.
All right, next one is from Rel from Detroit in New Mexico. Gary, how do you feel about fighting Jojo Diaz for the IBF? I know you're moving up in weight to fight the best, but I feel like Leo Santa Cruz and Tank Davis will fight on pay-per-view before they fight you. Well, he said before they fight you, champ. Do you think that a rematch at another weight makes sense? Thank you for your time, champ. So basically the rematch with Joseph Diaz Jr., do you think it makes sense now at 130?
answer this question, to be honest with you. I really like JoJo. I really like JoJo. You know, I knew Shawty was going to become a champion because he just has a certain type of mentality and attitude that it takes. I'm a real fighter. If JoJo, he's not nobody that I would want to compete against again anyway. I mean, I felt like I kind of accomplished that. But if JoJo was to say that he wanted to fight me and he wanted a rematch with me, that's a guy I would definitely answer the call. I would definitely answer the call. You know, but to be honest with you, you know, and this is no block on JoJo or nothing like that, but I don't think JoJo would want to fight me again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think he's willing to go back down that road again.
And you don't think that the
four? You know, the only reason why I was planning on stopping at 130 was because Tevin Farmer had said that he wanted to fight me. So because he mentioned my name, I was definitely going to plan on stopping there to go ahead and holler at him about that. But he lost to JoJo.
Were you expecting that, being as though you fought JoJo?
Yeah, I was expecting that. I expected JoJo to win. I expected JoJo to win that fight. You know, Kevin, he's a good boxer, you know, but he ain't have enough pop to really keep a real dog off of you. JoJo a real dog. You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect him. You know, I really respect JoJo. He put everything he had on the line. He gave it his best. He kept pushing. You know, it didn't work out, and he kept grinding. Now he became a world champion. I knew that was going to happen. You know, yeah, I definitely expected that.
All right. We have Ruin the 504 New Orleans says, what's your opinion on the criminal charges against Gervonta Davis? Remember, anyone you don't want to answer, you don't have to, champ. I mean, obviously, you know you don't have to.
I mean, I think Gervonta, to be honest with you, Gervonta he's still young. He's still young, and everybody make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? He's a young fighter, and he's in the sport that's allowing him to generate a little money. You know, I just hope that, you know, he can put it together and continue to build on himself and be able to compete against me. You know, hopefully he can put it together. You know, because I want him to ultimately succeed as an individual. You know, I don't have any ill wills towards Gervonta personally. You know, I just want to fight him. You know, so.
Beautiful answer, champ. We got Lidslow in Decatur, Georgia, that says, first, I must say I appreciate you keeping your foot on these boxers' neck and chest, champ. Just keep doing you, your way. Who is the first person you want to fight when you jump up to those two weight classes? So you've answered that as well. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Unless you feel like reiterating anything, we'll move on to Brandon in Cincinnati. All right. Brandon in Cincinnati says, what up, Slim? Salute to you for the win. You actually made it look easier than I expected it to be. With that being said, I know you a family man. So knowing what you know about boxing, are you going to allow your kids to box?
If they want to, I'm game. If they want to, you know, because I let them do it, and it's so funny because I got a lot of girls. I got 2 sons, you know, but I got 4 girls, and my girls, they just super aggressive. They already want to put the gloves on. I actually let my 7-year-old spar against this little boy about 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, a couple of days before I left town, and she actually did pretty good. She held her own, so. You know, I would like them to definitely know how to defend themselves and to know how to punch and stuff like that. But if they want to fight, then I'm definitely game. I'm going to give them everything that I know.
Beautiful.
Girl or boy.
We got Eric Cruz in Texas says, Gary, can you tell us a little more about your inswell mask that you use between rounds? I never seen anyone use it, and I think it's very unique.
Oh, man, tell them that's something that's coming soon. You know, we got it patented and got everything situated, but it is an in-swill mask. We pretty much is a mold of your face, or it'll be a custom mold. It's definitely a mold of your face. And so if you do get any bumps or bruises, when you put the mask on, it covers the whole face. It helps cool you down a lot quicker than just that little silver thing that they're rubbing across your face. You know, and it's molded to your actual face. So it works perfectly, and I'm glad you like it. Stay tuned. That's coming soon.
As a follow-up, what does the symbol on it represent to you?
Oh, that's the man. That's the life. That's the life symbol. You know, that means everything to me. You know, that's our people. That's our culture. You know, that's where I pull my energy from. That's where I draw my energy from. I'm an energy person. You know, I believe our people gave birth to the universe. I can draw my energy from my ancestors. You know, it's things that you might do just naturally, and you don't even know why you do it. You probably got that from your great cousin. You know, but you do it naturally. It could be the way you conduct yourself. It could be the way you move, to the way you talk, to the way you think. You know, all of that plays a part. And I believe that I have the ability to call on my ancestry, my real kings and queens, and call on their wisdom and their energy and, you know, their thought, their determination, their power, you know, and be able to utilize it at my will. You know, so that's pretty much what that is. It's not a cross, it's an honor.
All right. Thank you for that, champ. We got the next one from On the Ropes Boxing. Says, Gary Russell Jr., congrats on the successful defense, champ. I watched the fight with my woman, and she was rooting for you hard. I asked her after the fight, when did you become a fan? She said that she liked your ring entrance. Could you speak on the inspiration behind that?
Oh, my goodness, man. I'm a king, you know, and it was so funny what inspired me to do it, because the guy that I was competing against, he was from Mongolia, you know, so he's coming to America, you know, he's the one that's coming to America, so I want to make him feel real welcome, you know, and I look at myself as a king, you know, the way I conduct myself in as well as outside the ring. So since I'm a king, this is exactly what I want. I need you to throw roses at my feet all the way to the ring. You know, so, and just like in my press conference, I was telling the people about Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was a great warrior. He was a great warrior. Everybody heard of Genghis Khan. He was a Mongolian warrior, you know, but it wasn't until they won and conquered a lot of stuff back in the day. But it wasn't until they went into Africa and Egypt and competed against our ancestors. You know, I believe it was the year 1260. You know, they competed against our ancestors, and they lost that war. You know, and then stopped the full progression of the Western civilization and the Mongolian people. I told people that on Saturday night, history will repeat itself, which it did.
History, too. We got Steve in Chicago that says, what's up, champ? You know we all want you to fight more often. I'm excited about the idea of you moving up to 135. I believe you can dominate that division. So no question, just a statement. We got Stainless in Detroit says, Mr. Russell, congratulations on your win. So listen, the Boxing Voice has an annual fan appreciation party bringing together the boxing fan with all facets of boxing entertainment, from referees to promoters, commissioners, sanctioning bodies, presidents, to the most important part, the fighter. My question is, if TBV invites you, will you be free or willing to attend this year's TBV Fan Appreciation Party this May in DR? Have you ever been to the Dominican Republic, Gary?
I've never been.
Never been?
I've never been. And it's so funny.
Do you travel?
I've never been, man. To be honest with you, I traveled so much when I was younger, competing, you know, all over the world, that I got to the point that I don't even travel no more. My wife's the one that likes to travel, so I do. And she's been talking about going to DR. So, what was the question again?
Oh man, if we invite you to the party that we're supposed to be having in DR, would you come? But so you don't go on vacation, champ? Like after the fight, like you don't just
Man,
kick
nah, I
up?
don't really do no vacation.
No.
Nah.
Mm.
Man, you know how I kick up after the fight? After the fight, I come home. I hug my woman. I hug my queen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting greeted by all 5 of my babies. You know what I'm saying? They running to me, all ages. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, and I'm trying to get the time back that I done put into grinding. The time that I done put into grinding and not cutting no corners and sacrificing, training 2-3 times out the day, stuff like that. That's my break. You know what I'm saying? I come home, I chill, spend time with my babies, go to my baby school, shop around at my baby school, making sure they doing what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Getting them situated, trying to instill the certain things that I want to be instilled into my babies, not society. So that'd be my vacation.
Well, I mean, listen, man, they say that being rich doesn't necessarily mean dollar signs. You know, you could be rich in happiness, and if that's what brings you joy, you know, I get it, man. You know, you have to be truly blessed to do what you love, right? So, you know, you get to box when you want because that's your love, but your children are your first love and your family's your first love. And we can tell that you guys are definitely family orientated. You know, that comes off on television very simply.
Yeah.
But Gary, man, want to thank you obviously for your time. We do have 2 more, but they have both been answered, so we'll just shout them out both to Mr. Sims and Canna. They both asked about you fighting Warrington, and you gave us that answer. So I want to thank you once again for your time. If you have any social media you want to give out, please do. And man, just thank you again. Congratulations on the win. Cannot wait for the move to 35. Believe me, I do love if you fight Warrington. We all know, but you see, I like to say fights need to be fought, but you know, we still would pick you as the favorite with Warrington. So I get the move to 35. There's definitely bigger names up there, man. It sounds like some action-packed fights coming from your way. So I appreciate you, appreciate your time, and thank you again.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. You know, thank you for the love and support. If people that want to follow me, I'm on Instagram at Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
All right, Gary, thanks again. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Russell Jr. So I'm flying solo, Dolo, Scarface, no Manolo. I'm going to give a refresh to the page, see who got here on time. Let's see, refresh. Who'd I miss? Did anybody jump in late? Yeah, because we're on a tight schedule today. So the late faces, oh man, Info Joe ain't make the cut, 7 ain't make the cut. Let's see what y'all said. Would you outcome? What's the? Oh, okay. He just wanted to know the breakdown or outcome of Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. And Info said, "What up, champ?" Look, Info, you just text me now to my refresh. You need to refresh and catch up. Gary gone. Y'all missing. I hope y'all got in on the Sugar Hill post. Cause if you didn't, you missed it. We going back to a short intermission as actually let me send Mr. Sugar a little texty text, see what's good. See, you know, he probably in there doing pad work with my man Fury right now. You know we gonna have a special guest possibly. I ain't wanna say nothing, but Freddie Roach might come on too. I can't believe Mike left me with all these interviews alone, man. Scarlo Dolo. I don't know what's up with him. I said Scarlo Dolo. See, that's what happens when you're alone. You mess things up. I meant to say Solo Dolo. Solo Dolo. So what up? I gotta say, we ready, Coach. Do I call him Coach? I like to call trainers Coach. We ready, Coach? Should I call you? Shout out to everybody who's got a favorite trainer. You know what I'm saying? Let me go out to some calls. Let me open up these phone lines because we're going to have to do this a whole different way since Mike gave me no one to bounce anything off of. All right, so we're going to get these, while we wait for him to answer those texts, we're going to get these phone lines going.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Champ, man, if you want Crawford, I told you what to do, man. We're going to need help with that. It's just not, I mean, he answers me when he wants, Took him 5 years to answer me, so, I mean, maybe we got to wait another 5 to confirm the date and time. You feel me? All right, so we got one more. You know what I'm saying?
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Don't forget, drop us a 5-star review, man. Help us grow. So, real quick, I'm picking Caleb Plant. I never seen Vincent Feigenbutz, but, I watched some YouTube stuff. I'm going to have to call Sugar. Let me set up my 3-way real quick, because you sit around waiting for people to text you back, and we already 5 minutes into the next interview, because actually, we got an 8 o'clock intermission, but we ain't got nobody. But yeah, man, so Vincent Feigenbutz, I ain't never seen him other than highlights. I'm going Plant all day to this day. And Bryant Perrella, man, I ain't watch him enough. And I watched Collazo really put hands on him, man. I'm not really, I don't even know if I'm going to watch that. Rau'shee Warren, definitely, probably going to watch. That shit went from definitely to probably. But yeah, man, but I'm going to pick him anyway. The Garcia fight, I think I'm going to watch that because of the common opponent, right? Like a couple of people fought Fonseca. He lost to, who'd I say he lost to? This what is he? Nicaraguan. You know what I mean? He had a draw in his debut. Sucks to be him. And then he lost to Tank. And that was an 8-round stoppage. And then he went to UD with Farmer. So we gotta see what could Ryan Garcia do with him, right? So since the Tevin Farmer UD, that was in 18 December, he had 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. The one in the UK is the one he got to draw, and I didn't even watch that. So, he had 2 in Nicaragua, and I don't even know where this other one was at. So listen, man. I don't know. Fonseca is a guy that's been losing to other guys. That's about it. You know what I mean? But it's more about how Ryan makes him lose, right? Like, he's got to look good. He's got to look good defeating this person. But let me see what else we got here. We got Austin Dulay. That's the dude that Chris Colbert beat. So I'm going to want to watch that too. I want to see how he bounces back, especially since he's fighting Diego Magdaleno. That's pretty interesting. Magdaleno considered a vet at this point. But, I can't remember the last time he got a decent win, and no disrespect to that. Yeah, I'm bouncing all around. We got Jorge Linares. Man, I don't even know, bro. Dude. My man lost to Pablo Cesar Cano. I get it. He moved up, but damn, bro. Like, I don't know about Linares, man. I don't know enough about Carlos Morales to pick against Linares, but let this be, let the record know that I'm iffy as fuck, all right? I don't trust old boy. Alexis Rocha, Brad Solomon. I'm probably going to watch that at least on a playback, and I'm going to watch Blair Cobbs. I met him personally. He's an interesting character. I like that he's trying, some people might call it extra. Some people might even say he's being fake. No, I think he's trying, and A for effort with me for sure, especially in this business, man. You gotta do something to separate yourself. Broner did it. Brush my hair, copying the whole Mayweather thing. And then he became Broner, his own man. But for a long time, people used to call him Little Floyd, the other Floyd. His name was attached to Floyd, believe me. And now he's Adrian Broner, right? So, whatever. So we had a great Gary Russell interview. I hope you're hitting the thumbs up on the way in. We got a jam-packed show. To the 10 people that hit the thumbs down, moment of silence for you. I'm gonna play some music, man. I'm gonna have to hit up Mr. Hill because he might be doing that pad work. Like I said, he ain't answered my text yet, and we can't let the clock tick like this because You know, time is money, man. I got guests lined up. You know what I mean?
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Voice Radio. Join us every Thursday and Sunday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
DAZN Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
It's the champ. Shannon the champ with the fake champ. Vitaly Vladimir Klitschko.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm gonna treat him like he's a C+ fighter. I'm gonna dominate. I'm gonna dog this fight.
I'm talking about punishment. We're gonna punish you.
All right. So, don't have Mr. Hill just yet. So I guess we're gonna wait. But you know, clock's ticking. We're down to 19 minutes. Actually, again, we have nothing at 8, man. I actually double booked 9 o'clock. That's what happened. I don't know how I did that. The calendar should not allow you to double book. But anyway, let's go out to Boomerang in Detroit.
Motherfucking murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yo, Nas, what's good?
What up, though?
Man, I see you, man. What up, though? Ain't nothing. Right back at it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I gotta say, even before I get into mine, man, I see what you're doing, man. I like you, man. I know it's hard work. It don't always seem like it's paying off right then and there, but look where you came from a year ago to today. You know what I'm saying? Like, your viewership, you know what I'm saying, productivity and everything, and just imagine where you'll be a year from now. You know what I'm saying? This two interviews, a show thing, man, it's hard for me to keep up. Like, I have to go back and watch so many shows just catching up with the content, which bring me right into the first part. Good interview as always, man. So my question was better this time. It was better rounded.
Hell yeah. You see, you even got him to say, damn, my wife, you know what? She been talking about you. I'm telling you, it's all about word, and it's easy. It flows better when I'm reading it because I'm really not screening, right? I'm doing, especially without no mic. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here like juggling, but nah, man. Thank you for rephrasing it. It worked.
Yeah, man. Like I say, I'd have had some sleep today. I was supposed to be off and still ended up having to go in. So, you know what I'm saying? I done finally caught up on my sleep after the last couple weeks. So I was just trying to get it in right, man. And I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You going to be there. You know what I'm saying? To everybody in the chat that keep asking, this is a fan appreciation party? Hell yeah, motherfucker, it's going to be in the DR May. We working out them details now. We just trying to get, you know what I'm saying, those all those elites in the boxing entertainment world, you know, the promoters, the commissioners, the sanctioning body presidents, you know what I'm saying, the fans, you know what I'm saying, those who don't call in, they just keep they thumbs cramped in the chat. All of y'all, you know what I'm saying, we all trying to get together, meet each other, have a good time, talk boxing like we do on these after shows and on these Skype calls and like we do on TBV every day. And if you're on TBV every day like I am, then you need to be pushing that fucking thumbs up. I don't know what the problem is. Shout out to Dollar, man. Me and Will King, but yo, we heard that intro. We loving that shit. But yeah, man, push that fucking thumbs up, man. Y'all niggas is bullshitting. Be 400 of y'all watching, be like 130 likes, man. What the fuck wrong with y'all, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all bullshitting when y'all out here getting this misinformation from these other shows, or Ness say something, and then before he can even get the thought out, motherfuckers is making that the title of their show in 30 minutes, man. Quit playing, man. This is the first place you come for that news, because we consistent with it. Now, as I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up, share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because this is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Stainless champ. We got Steve Ringer, Chicago. What up? Actually, Steve, I'm sorry. Hold on. We do got Mike, and I'm acting like I ain't see him when I did. So let me go to them. Let me go to him.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
Windows camp, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss, 2 to stand over. Turn up. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
BoxingWords.com. Yo, what up? Big ups to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. And real quick, man, big ups to my niece and nephew, man. Happy birthday, Uncle Mike, love you. But yeah, man, Caleb Plant, Vincent Feigenbutz. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to him. I'm glad to see Caleb Plant have his homecoming fight, you know what I'm saying, down in Tennessee. I'm thinking, man, Caleb Plant gonna get rid of this guy in like dramatic fashion. I'm not saying it's gonna be like Mike Guy or anything like that, or Mike Lee, whatever his name is, but I expect in his hometown, Caleb Plant to come out sharp, come out calculated, and come out as a killer. And I'm excited to see him headline his own show and see what kind of reception he gets back on. Because if he can sell out, you know what I'm saying, in Tennessee, that little southern region, I think PBC and Fox might have them a start. I'm telling you, man. I was asking Plant last time we interviewed him how it feels to be like loved or wanted to be watched by so many people, you know what I'm saying? Because what he did on FS1, what he did on Fox, you know what I'm saying? And I expect this to be along those same routes. So big ups to him. Also big ups to Ryan Garcia. He fights this weekend. He goes, I guess it's like a little exhibition for him and Jorge Linares, because they want them to fight later on this year. So both guys are on the same card. Hopefully both guys look good. And that's the fight that I think Oscar is going to make later on down the road. I know he's been talking about, hey, let Tank fight Ryan Garcia, but I just think that's a lot of lip service right now. I think he knows that the way LB and Mayweather Promotions is acting and the route that they're going, I don't think Ryan Garcia is in their plans in the immediate future. And I don't think Oscar will want to put Ryan Garcia in the ring before he really taps into like superstardom. So big ups to Ryan Garcia, big ups to Jorge Linares, and we got a lot more news and notes, but we'll wait for that. What's going on, Ness?
Nothing, man. Nothing, bro. Just had Gary. You know what I mean? Little face off, me and Gary. And it was pretty good. We got some Patreon questions.
You got any interest in going over to Matchroom, but DAZN?
Nah, he ain't fucking with them dudes. So he said that the route I painted, because somebody gotta hire me for this matchmaking.
Rau'shee painted sound good, sound real good. I heard that.
Yeah. So, but he said, nah, man, none of them little slims make him, want to wait at 126. So he moving up. He going straight to 35, big dog status. I want to see them make a big stink like everybody else who moved up 2 weight divisions. Let's make a big stink when Gary do it. He won all the smoke. He said he won Haney. He said all the names you mentioned and the ones you didn't. Throw Javon's name in there too. I said, so what you want? The Javiers, the Luke Campbells, the Devin Haney's, Vasils? He was like, yup, and Javonte. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, hold on, Mike. I was shocked. I said, hold on, wait. You said you willing to fight Devin Haney. He said, I heard you the first time. Yo, that interview, man, that dude is real, bro. I need to see him in some nice fights, man. That would
Now,
be
now,
nice.
when he say he'll move up, did he say that he would drop the belt and move up, or just
Nah,
move
he
up?
moving up. He gone, man. He
So he
done. He
dropping the belt.
done. He done with that.
I don't like that. I think you should at least move up, see how you do. You know what I'm saying? If you win, you know what I'm saying, then drop the belt. Don't just move up. Drop the belt and move up, and then you fight somebody and they don't go your way. Now you ain't champion at 126 no more. But I digress. I don't know, man. Moving right up to 135 without making a pit stop at 130. I think it's it can be done, but I just don't like it, man. I know Gary Russell.
What don't you like about it?
Cause if he moves up to 135, like let's be honest, he's not gonna get a Devin Haney or Gervonta fight.
Why not?
Bruh,
You telling me Devin Haney don't need a Gary Russell on his resume? Like, why wouldn't they fight Gary? He moving up 2 divisions too. Yo, Devin Haney and his pops will be saying Gary Russell is little, and they would love that fight, and they would do it in the DMV. You kidding me? Don't make me call Bill. Stop playing my boys out, man.
I'm not playing your boys out.
They'll jump all on that shit.
I just don't think
you see Devin out here jogging every day in the Bahamas. We back. Better keep playing or stop
I just don't
playing.
think looking at the trajectory and playing, I don't know if they would really fight Gary Russell right away. Especially I know Eddie might make it because Eddie don't say one of these fights and things like that. But I don't know if Mayweather promotions would make it straight like right away. But look, man, if the fight happens, if Gary's able to move up to 135 and get one of those title shots, like, I'm all for it. Like, I don't think that I'm not for it. I just don't think that he's going to be able to move up right away and get a shot at Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis. I could be wrong. No upsets this week, man. I got everybody winning. That's supposed to win. ShowBox tomorrow night should be a good card too. Thomas Mattice, he returns. He faces a guy named Isaac Cruz. Montana Love, you know what I'm saying? Too pretty. He back in action on ShowBox. So big ups to him. Hopefully he goes out and gets the victory. What's up with Sugar Hill Steward? What's up with Sugar Hill Steward?
He ducked his fade. We had him scheduled at 7:30. I must move on. We got an 8 o'clock window, so I'm trying to see could I slide someone. Because I got Freddie might come on. I know he coming on. He just we can't
So
you know how
where
it
did you
is.
leave off at? Did you get to the zone topic number 2?
Yeah, I mean, I touched on everything lightly and made some picks. I even opened up the lines. I'm gonna take a call, or you could do with your thing while I'll do mine.
Yeah, do your thing right quick, man. I'm gonna go ahead and give my spiel. I got Caleb Plant winning that fight. No doubts about it. I think Caleb's going to defend his IBF title, and David Benavidez will be in the crowd. He will. I don't know if he's going to be doing any kind of sideline reporting for Fox, which I wish he would. You know what I'm saying? I like the David Benavidez on the mic. I think it's a good look for all boxers to tap into that color commentary or being an analyst. I think it's a good look. But yeah, man, I got Caleb Plant winning, and hopefully we can get that David Benavidez showdown later on this year. Bryant Perrella, I don't know nothing about him, but I do know Abel Ramos in a 10-round welterweight fight. I got Abel Ramos winning that fight. Austin Dulay versus Diego Magdaleno. Diego back, man. Good to see him back in the ring after he got knocked out by Teofimo Lopez. I don't think we've seen him since then. But Austin Dulay, he might be up and coming, so I don't really know much about him. So I'll be tuned to the TV to see how he comes out and fights. And we got Rau'shee Warren versus Gilberto Mendoza 10-round bantamweight fight. I think Rau'shee is moving up to 118. So we'll see how he fights at 118. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really gonna give a pick on that fight because more times than not, we ask, you know what I'm saying, like or we see. Just like his last fight, I believe, with Obawale. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really I know necessarily, know what I'm saying, when punches coming back at you, you really, it's kind of hard to tell somebody let their hands go when you're not in the ring. But if you want to win, you know what I'm saying, like Barry Hunter was telling him, man, you got to dig deep. You know what I'm saying, you gotta let them hands go. So we'll see how that plays out. Valentine's Day card, Ryan Garcia, Francisco Fonseca. Got Ryan Garcia, nice little. I mean, I guess it's a step up. You know what I'm saying? It's a name, a credible name or a legitimate name. Francisco Fonseca. I believe he's fought Gervonta Davis, if I'm not mistaken. So I got Ryan in that fight, man. Ryan, it's more like a Ryan Garcia kind of exhibition. I don't want to say exhibition, but like kind of fight to make him look good. And he's with Eddie Reynoso. I seen some clips of him working out, doing some things, and he looks sharp. Go ahead, Ness.
But do you think that he's gonna look as good as Tank? Tank stopped him an 8, and then Farmer went 12. So where do you think Garcia falls?
I think if you're Ryan Garcia, like, you don't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? You go out and you listen to Eddie Reynoso and you just go out there and do your thing. And if it's meant to come, you know what I'm saying, it's going to come. Like, the knockout will come. But if you go out there and put on a 12-round or 10-round masterclass where he don't touch you and you put paws on him, I can't be mad at that either. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not Tank Davis. Everybody don't possess that one-hit kind of power that Tank does. But under Reynoso, you know what I'm saying, we've seen Ryan Garcia sit down on his punches more, and maybe he's going to be able to get this guy up out of here. We got Jorge Linares versus Carlos Morales. Don't know Carlos, you know what I'm saying, but it's a fight for Jorge to you know what I'm saying. He fought in China. Now he gets a win back in the States, and they just, you know what I'm saying, dusting him off, shining him up for Ryan Garcia in a fight later on this year. I think that's the fight the Golden Boy is ready and willing to make. Also, we got Alexis Rocha versus Brad Solomon, 10-round welterweight fight. I got Alexis Rocha in that fight. And we got Blair the Flair, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to Blair the Flair, you know what I'm saying? We interviewed him down in Las Vegas. Very, very entertaining guy. Got a big personality, you know what I'm saying? Says the right things, you know what I'm saying? He's the kind of guy, and if his skill is able to catch up with his mouth, oh man, we got a problem on our hands. I'm telling you. But he's a good talker. Just got to see his skills and his fighting ability keep being consistent throughout. Big ups to Gary Russell for coming on to the show. ShowBox Friday night, we got Thomas Mattice versus Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. Thomas Mattice is like a ShowBox OG, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you
Mike,
go ahead.
Hate to interrupt, but we have our next guest, Michele Rosato, promoter and holding her second card in Philadelphia. A card that we will be having both main event fighters February 20th scheduled. Steven Ortiz is at 7:30, and we'll be having Damon Allen Jr. at 8 p.m. February 20th. So make sure you guys tune into that. But I definitely wanted to get you on the card on this particular show because of the fantastic card and the fact that you just continue to put on very solid cards in that Philadelphia area. First and foremost, thank you for the time and Happy New Year. How are you, Michele?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. Thank you.
Doing great. Thanks for
asking. And I have to correct you, Ness. This is my third show in Philly, not my second.
Sorry. But this is the second on TV, or all three were television? Oh, yeah, the Better Beef was yours, right?
Well, no, I mean, those are ones that I work in conjunction with other promoters. But last year I did the first Philly special, and then I followed up with Russell Peltz's 50th anniversary show. And now, so this one's my third as far as being, independent.
Beautiful. If you want to just take my listeners back to how you got started, obviously everyone would like to know that story. I know that you've put on shows as far as Arizona and some in North Carolina, and now you're Philly strong for sure. But if you could give us a little bit of your story.
Well, long story short, I moved to Phoenix, and there was a lack of boxing, and I was missing boxing. Whereas in Philly, it's like a religion. There's gyms everywhere, fights every month, maybe 2-3 times a month. And I just started asking around, going to local shows, and they were really, really bad. And come to find out, there was a lot of corruption in the commission, in the Arizona commission at the time. And Oscar De La Hoya pulled out of Arizona. Bob Arum pulled out of Arizona because of the harsh immigration laws that they were trying to pass. And so all the promoters closed their doors and they packed up and they left. And I was like really naive at the time. You know, I start meeting people, I'm asking questions, and I'm like, yo, I'll just do a show. And people looked at me like I was crazy. And I worked closely with my matchmaker out here, Mike Sanchez, and he helped me put some fights together. He told me who was popular, who were ticket sellers. I had to figure out how to get sponsors. I really had no clue at all. And the first show was terrific, and it was a sellout, and everybody made a big deal about it. And I just thought it was fun. You know, I just thought, well, I did a show, that was fun, and I thought that was it. And I got a call from the Phoenix New-Times that they wanted to do a story on me about bringing boxing back to its glory, even with all these immigration laws that were happening and me not bringing fighters in from Mexico and stuff like that. And they actually put me on the cover of their magazine, and they dubbed me the Raging Babe. So that's where my name came from. I wish I was genius enough that I would have came up with that myself, but I didn't. And the cover came out, and it, you know, Raging Babe just took like a life of its own and its own personality. And I just kept doing shows. And after a while, I figured out that I was going to need a mentor, someone to like really show me the ropes and the X's and the O's and how to do this the right way. And eventually that's how I ended up with Russell Peltz back in Philly. So that's a really long story short.
And as far as the Raging Babe taking a life of its own, you've been doing events throughout boxing with women's only events. If you could just, you know, share some of that information.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't done one in almost 2 years, but I was doing the Raging Babe brunches, and they were originally sponsored by Mayweather Promotions. And then I went off and I started doing my own brunches, independent, just funded by Raging Babe. And I would bring all the women in boxing together, and it was like our own little network, and it was our own time to, you know, talk about our struggles and our triumphs and the highs and the lows, and exchange business cards and become friends and work with each other and, you know, trying to really stick together. Over the past couple of years, it's gotten a little harder to do the brunches because of the politics, you know, where it was never supposed to be about the politics. It never should have mattered what promoter you work for, what network you're with, what fighter you're with. But unfortunately, it has gotten that way, even amongst the women. So
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the politics even messed up a brunch where women, because like, no. So Sylvia Brown can't come to your function if someone from Top Rank is there?
No, of course she can. Of course she can. My invites go out to everybody. But sometimes, let's say I do a brunch the morning of a Canelo fight, which people think that's right. So that's where the politics come into play. Like, are people from Heyman Boxing going to come to a brunch that's on a Golden Boy weekend? Are people from Top Rank gonna go? You know, like, it starts getting a little fuzzy. Or the
no,
people
you're
from
absolutely
Showtime,
right. You're absolutely. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, if I'm doing a brunch, it's an ESPN card. Are the ladies from Showtime gonna come? Like, there was things like that started happening, and I was like, damn, I thought this was the one thing where politics wasn't gonna matter. But I still do want to do another one. And I was actually thinking about doing it for Wilder Fury because, you know, that's Top Rank and PBC working together. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect, right? Everybody can come. So I'm still thinking about it. You know, it's a big financial commitment. So we'll see.
Well, that is a lot to take on in like, what is it? Less than 10 days. But, man, Mike was supposed to jump in. I'm sorry, Mike. I keep talking over him.
No problem. How's it going, Miss Rosado? Hopefully everything's going good with you.
Good. Yeah, good, Mike. Yep.
I want to ask you about the show Boxing Moms. I seen that it was supposed to debut tonight. Can you give us like a little, I guess, concept behind that show and what made you come up with it?
Yeah, I've been thinking about Boxing Moms for the past 2 or 3 years. You know, a lot of people try to do these reality shows with the wives and the girlfriends, and they want to be like Love and Hip Hop, and they want to be like Basketball Wives. And in boxing, that's just not the right avenue. And working all of these events over the past 2 years of my own and with other partners, I always end up realizing that it's the mom. The mom is also a fighter. She's very involved in her son's business, in his training camps, and they're navigating so much. Like, they're navigating motherhood, they're navigating boxing life, and their strained family, and their romantic relationships, and their financial hardships, and it's the mom who is the core. And a lot of the times, these fighters, you know, they don't really come from, like, a happy home, most of them, where they have a mom and a dad. Usually it's just their mom. Usually it's a single-parent home, and she's having to work a 9 to 5, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs to get him to the amateur tournaments, to get his outfit made for his pro debut, for all these things. So I wanted to shine a light on them, you know, because the dads and the trainers, they get the limelight, they get the recognition, but it really is the mom who is the unsung hero, and she remains in the background and she owns it, but she is the glue that keeps everything together.
Real quick, if people want to watch the episode, where can they find it at?
So it actually premieres tonight. We're actually having a little bit of delay. The content is not uploading as fast as we had hoped. So it's going to debut tonight between 9 and 9:30. And if you registered on my website at rageandbabe.com/boxingmoms, you'll get the link to episode 1 as soon as it goes live.
So is there a vision for where you would like to see this aired in the future?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so somebody's got to pick this up, Ness. These stories have never really been told in boxing. We see everything else, but we've never seen the moms, right? And what a fight week looks like and what they go through with their son, whether he's cut in weight or whatever it is, what goes on during fight night, after the fight, if he wins, if he loses. I mean, this is the real deal. It's like the best reality TV and best boxing content that you're going to have seen in a really long time. And I don't just say this because I did it, but I felt like boxing was missing that. I felt like HBO did the best job, right? Like 24/7, 2 days. They did a lot of good, like, documentary style series. And I feel like boxing's missing that. And I think this is a way for the fans to also get to know the fighter, because promoters, and I'll be the first one to admit it, they're not promoting. They're just putting on events. Half the time, you don't know who's fighting. You don't know really much about him. You know, this is also going to allow you to get to know the fighter. So you may not know Joseph Adorno. You may not know Jeremy Adorno. But when you watch Boxing Moms tonight, you're going to be like, damn, I can't wait to watch them boys fight again.
We actually talk highly of them here, you know. So, yeah, we've been following them. I believe, Mike, again, I'm talking over you.
When you say promoters aren't promoting, what do you see that you can do differently to make sure that these fighters' names get the proper exposure?
I think that they need to keep the lights on in between fights. You know, like if a fighter fights in January, the lights go off until his next fight. So it's like, okay, well, what happened during those 6 months? Like, why aren't you still, like, promoting him or having him out there or doing interviews like this? Like, you got to keep the lights on. You can't just go dark after a fight. And I also think that social media can be used a little better. I think PBC does a good job with their social media, but it could definitely be stronger, especially with the undercard guys. Like I always say, undercards matter. Like, that's great that you're tweeting about the main event, but who's on the undercard? Who should we give a shit about? What is their names? Where are they from? Like, social media is free. You could program stuff all day long. And I feel like it should just be like spitting out, like all day, constantly, and so that we get to know these guys.
I agree.
was going to ask though, how much of that falls on the fighter though? Like, because promoters got fighters that they promote all year, like more than one. How much of that is on the fighter to make sure that his name is still hot in between fights? Because
well, you know what, I believe that you get what you allow. If I'm a promoter, I'm going to be promoting these guys, and they're going to be responsible for certain things, whether it's social media every day, whether it's show up for interviews, whether it's community service, whatever it is, and I'm going to make sure that. But you get what you allow. So if you have these fighters that don't really care about it and they don't want to do it, and you as the promoter go, okay, well then fine, don't do it. Well, now you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. You know, even with my small shows in Philly, my small shows, every guy on my card knows that they have to do media, that they have to be available, that they have to be active on social media. Like, it's part of marketing. Why wouldn't they want that? You know, but there are some fighters in boxing that they don't care about that. They don't like doing interviews. They don't like social media. And ultimately, it hurts them. But I think that the promoters need to enforce it a lot stronger. I think it should be part of their job.
So tell us about your undercard, since they matter.
My undercard is lit. I've got the return of Christian Cardo, who everybody's going crazy about his return. I've got another guy who's trained by Chino Rivas, a Pakistani named Diane Butt, who people are really high on. And there's actually some people in the industry that have their eye on him. So he's going to get the showcase on my card. I've got Frankie Trader, who Russell Peltz just fought, who just signed, and he's a lightweight. Let's see, who else do I have? I'm drawing a blank. Help me out.
Mr. Bunch, I've been seeing a lot of him.
Oh my gosh, how could I forget Shenard Bunch? He's our guy. He's been the busiest fighter in boxing. Come March 27th, it'll be his 10th fight in less than a year. He turned pro last April. And Russell's bringing him up the old school way. He's keeping him busy. He's giving him good developmental fights. And Shenard's a dog, you know, and we really like him, and he's really a gentleman. He's got a fantastic story. We're all about Shenard Bunch. So he's going to be in a really competitive fight come March 27th. All of our fights, we have a pro debut. You know Milton Santiago, right?
Yes.
He was with Heyman. So his baby brother is turning pro on my card. His name is Tommy Santiago, and he is a standout high school football player. Like Ness, if you Google his name, he is the man in football in the area. And he's got offers from a few colleges to play football, and he's right now just weighing his options on where he wants to go. As a boxing amateur, he was 119 wins and 2 losses. He's fighting at 175 light heavyweight, and he wanted to turn pro before going to college. And his dad gave me a call, and, you know, I know them through Milton, and he's turning pro. It's a pretty big deal. I mean, his school's excited, the football team, everybody's riled up. There'll be some stories on him. You'll have to make sure to talk to him. He's pretty special.
Definitely, definitely. So how did you have any difficulties making this main event? I'm kind of shocked this main event is, no, honestly, this is a really good fight.
Russell told me not to waste my time trying to make Stevie Ortiz and Damon Allen, because apparently they had already tried to make this fight before in the past. And he told me, don't waste your time, forget about it. And I said, you know what? Let me do this. You know what I mean? And I called Lou DiBella, who has Stevie Ortiz, and he actually needed a fight for Stevie Ortiz. And I just threw it out on the table. Like, what about Damon Allen? And of course, Lou says, yeah, I'd love that fight. I don't think it's going to happen. And I told him the same thing. Stay out of it. Let me handle it. And I spoke to Damon Allen's management team. I spoke to Stevie Ortiz's management team, which is Chino, and, you know, with Lou. And they both agreed that it was the right time, because they've both been, like, kind of floundering. You know what I mean? Like, fighting here and there, no real significant fight. They're each trying to break into the rankings. They both needed like a meaningful fight. And what I love about them is they didn't come up with excuses like, oh, we're friends. Oh, we came up in the amateurs together. Oh, that's my brother. They didn't come up with them theories or them excuses because they understand the history of Philly boxing, that most fighters had to fight other Philly fighters, and that's when they went to the next level. I mean, there's just so many instances, but one of the most recent ones I can think of is when Ennis fought Rosado about 10 years ago, Boots' brother Ennis. And Gabe lost the fight. Ennis won. Well, Gabe took off for the Stars, and Ennis didn't do much. So with a Philly versus Philly, it doesn't even matter if you lose. You know, typically you're going to move on to the next step in your career. And it's all what you make of it. And I think Stevie and Damon understand that, and they know that whoever wins is probably going to break into the top 15. So they knew it was important for their careers. They didn't make any excuses, and they knew it was the right time. And so we all came to an agreement financially, the rounds, everything. I mean, it took about a good week or two to get it all done, but I wanted to make sure that everybody was happy, and that's when you have a good business deal. Like, the fighters are happy, the managers are happy, the promoters are happy, and I'm happy. You know, you're going to get a good fight. Nobody's resentful. Nobody's feeling like they have a chip on their shoulder or like they got over on. Everybody's happy.
I kind of want to go back for a second, you know what I'm saying? And I do apologize for bringing up this memory, but I was reading
Let me
that,
just jump in before you switch the subject. Now, you said agreed on rounds. Did someone want less than 10?
Originally, it was supposed to be for 8, and Team Allen asked for 10.
Really? Wow. That is impressive that it was I was kind of like secretly hoping it was Ortiz that won. I've been following Ortiz for a minute and waiting for him to get an opportunity, but I hear Allen is training in Vegas. Do you know if that's true?
No. Damon Allen now trains with Team Crawford. He is leaving tomorrow for Omaha, and he was with, I think, Jamel Herring for his last camp. And I also spoke to Bomac about this fight. And look, Bomac is from Omaha, which is way different than Philly, right? And I had to really educate him on the significance of this fight and what it meant for Philly and the history of Philly. You know, they join a good club now of like Briscoe Hart and Jeff Chandler and Carter. You know, all these great Philly guys that fought each other, you know, they now are going to join the club. And I had explained that to Bomac, and he did. He bought into it, and he knows that Damon's coming out there, and he's going to get great training, great sparring, great strength and conditioning. He looked at a couple tapes of Stevie online and was like, look, Stevie's quick, good hands, it's going to be a good fight, we'll take it.
So, wait, let me get this clear.
Will be in Philly.
So Allen is now being trained by Bo Mack. Like he's not just going to train in Omaha. Like he's being trained.
Correct.
Okay.
He gonna win.
100%. Yep. Oh, he's gonna win now. Well, you know what? Chino is a good trainer too.
Exactly.
So yeah, and you know what? They each got, I think, a couple world champions under their belt. Chino has, you know, Tevin Farmer, former champ, Jason Sosa, and then, you know, Bomac has Terrence and Jamel. So they're neck and neck. It'll be good. I'd love to do the face-off with the trainers, hopefully during fight week.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. Go ahead, Mike.
I kind of wanted you to take me back, and I do apologize for bringing up this memory, but Tito Trinidad, when he lost to Bernard Hopkins, I was reading that you got very emotional, like shed tears. Can you just explain to me why?
Yeah, emotional. I mean, I was crying. I was devastated. I even had a shirt made for that fight. It had I think it had Tito Trinidad on the front, and on the back it said Execution Day. And people in Philly, they were tearing me up for that shirt. I wore it everywhere, and they were tearing me up. And that was the first and the last time I ever picked against Bernard Hopkins. But, yeah, I was devastated, man. There was tears, and we got drunk and everything.
So, all right, I got a few few questions from the people. So I'll go out to Robert the Genius in Philadelphia. Says, "Ax, what's harder as a promoter, to make the fight or to keep the fight on track?"
You know, that's a good question. Somebody asked me last week, like, what is my biggest worry? And I worry about the fighters staying healthy in camp. Like, there's no way of me controlling that. Russell Peltz is my matchmaker. I know he's going to make good fights. I made the main event because it was like a special situation. But, you know, all I pray and hope for is that they stay injury-free and that they're healthy and they make weight. So I just have to hope that they're training, that they're doing the right thing. But I would say that's actually the most stressful part, is getting to the weigh-in.
Now, I remember you had a few mentors along the game, especially when you used to do your brunches. Do you still frequent any of them? I believe, is it Jackie Callan was one? Oh, my God. It was so many. I know you had a bunch.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still cool with Jackie Callan. She actually hit me up the other day to see if she could put one of her fighters on the card, but my card is full. Jackie is a manager, and I knew a couple years in that I didn't want to go the management route because it's like you're a glorified babysitter. And I don't really have the tolerance to take care of, like, grown-ass people like that. And so when I got with Russell, that was more my forte. Like, I knew I wanted to go more the promotional route, but I'm still cool with Jackie. We still talk. But, you know, again, management just really wasn't for me. I interned for a little bit with Mayweather Promotions, as you know, and I walked away from that because things just didn't align right. You know, there's just certain things I believe in, and I had to stand for something. And here I am, you know, trying to uplift and empower women. And I didn't really feel like that's what Floyd was doing back then. You know, he did some real ill shit back then. And I just gracefully had to, you know, walk away. And I'm still mad cool with Leonard Ellerby. Like, I got nothing but respect for, you know, him. And I did learn some things over there. I learned what not to do, what to do. So, you know, I have nothing bad to say. It's that our brands just did not align. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I got a question that's, like, outside the box, but me and Ness have this argument all the time. Do you think Rocky Balboa should be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah, of course she does.
Hey, don't influence her.
Probably not. I have my own issues with the Hall of Fame right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they did induct him. But, you know, he's
already
cheesy.
in the Hall of Fame.
No, I don't think he should be.
No, but you said you won't be surprised if they do induct him, but he's already in it, though, right? He's already in it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm reading a text. Yeah, I don't think he should be inducted, and I don't think that the Hall of Fame should have made special categories this year for women. Like, bro, if I get into the Hall of Fame, I want to go into the Hall of Fame because I was like the best of the best, not because I was good for a woman. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's other women in the industry that feel the same way as me right now, but they don't want to say too much about it. But, you know, making all these different categories, and I don't like that.
For sure. All right, so we got another one. It's coming from Steve in Chicago that says, do you want to promote events in other cities? The Chicago area is really wanting the kind of events you put on.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, there was a card in Hammond that was huge, a huge success that featured 3 women world championship fights.
I would love to come to Chicago. I feel Bobby Hitz has that market on lock. And there was a while there that I was talking to Bobby Hitz about, you know, helping him out in Chicago. But look, I'm like a one-man show. You know, I got a couple people that work for me, and I have to expand as it makes sense. And right now, I feel like Philly is my market, and I have a really good thing going in Philly. And I want to capitalize off of that. And then, you know, Arizona, I know the market out here. I would love to do more in Tucson. So, you know, I'm open to it. I just don't think it's going to be, you know, like anytime soon. It's not going to be this year.
What do you see Raging Babe in the next 10 years?
I think my heart is in doing the local club shows, and I've seen like the bottom of this business, and I've seen a lot at the top already, and I don't really like what goes on at the top too much. It's like really not my style. You know, they say more money, more problems. That's exactly what it is, and I think that my niche is going to be doing quality club shows with local fighters, because these local guys, they're not all coming out of the Olympics. They're not all coming out of the amateurs signing deals with Heyman or Top Rank or Oscar. A lot of them are starting at the club circuit level. You know, a lot of world champions today started out fighting on local club cards. I mean, and in Philly alone, I mean, Bernard Hopkins was fighting on club shows. Tevin Farmer, Julian Williams, Jeff Chandler, you know, all of these guys started out fighting in small venues, and that's where they developed. And I think that's going to be like where I shine and what I enjoy doing the most, because, dude, as you climb up that ladder, it gets uglier and uglier and more cutthroat, and I just don't think I ever want to become that.
So your promotions are like you're just promoting for that night, so to speak. Like you don't put people on paper in terms of, like, you don't have your own fighter. Like you don't have Raging Babe promotions where fighters are under your banner.
I'm still too scared to do that. So when Russell signs guys, okay, he always gives me the option if I want in. And there are some guys that I am in and other guys that I pass on. So there are a couple that I work with that, you know, there are fighters, and then others that aren't. But I'm not really ready to put like a pen and paper down on any fighter right now, just because I still want to build the promotional thing. I still want to put guys on. Once you sign a fighter, you owe them so much. Like there's obligations, and I just don't want to make promises I can't keep. So if I sign a fighter and in the contract it says, Raging Babe will get you 4 fights per year. Well, what happens if I can't get him 4 fights a year? I'm not ready to take that hit yet. You know what I mean? Like I'm still growing, and I just don't want to let anybody down or make promises I can't keep. But it's getting close. I mean, I would say in the next year, you know, I could definitely start signing some local guys.
And how do you decide on who's gonna be on your cards? Like what how do you pick these fighters?
So I like to work with guys who are reliable and who I can depend on. It's not always about who's the most popular guy. It's not always about who sells the most tickets. Like that's what other promoters locally do. And I don't mean just in Philly. I mean kind of all over. You know, they're just going to put a bunch of ticket sellers on the card, hope they sell their tickets, and usually they end up with like a really mediocre show. I'd rather have guys that I know are in the gym, training their ass off, they have skill, they're reliable, I know they're going to make weight, I know they're going to show up, and I know they're going to fight. They're not going to ask me for turkeys, they're not going to ask me for ducks. And so I kind of know who those guys are in Philly, and I know who those guys aren't in Philly. So it's really not that hard when it comes time to do a show for me to say to Russell, okay, this is who I'm thinking, this is who I want on the card.
All right, let me see. I got a few more. We got Caesar in Vegas says, Miss Rosado, thank you for answering the fans' questions. As a boxing fan, what is the fight to make in boxing right now, and who are you picking in that fight?
I think we would all agree that we want to see Crawford Spence. I think that's the big fight, you know. And I would pick Terrence Crawford. To no surprise of many.
Smart woman right there, boy.
Listen, the thing with Terrence is, in boxing, you have to really live the life. And I don't think anybody who lives, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to offend Spence or anybody else, but you're not going to beat Terrence if you drink alcohol. You're not going to beat Terrence if you're a smoker. You're not beating Terrence if you stay up until 2, 3 a.m. in the club. You're not beating Terrence if you're having sex all camp with various women. This is his life. I've seen their camps. I know what he does. He lives the lifestyle, and you can't cheat the grind. It will tell on you every time. And I don't see anybody beating Terrence Crawford. I think it'll be a terrific fight. I think Spence is strong, but I do think that Terrence has more ring IQ. And yeah, I'm picking Terrence to win. I'm going to stop making excuses.
You know, I was going to hit you with a soundbite because we go back so far, but I was like, you know what? She's a promoter now. Respect. And I'm going to give you that respect. But, me and my co-hosts are definitely split. I feel like there's plenty of welterweights that would give Terrence good fights. I don't see it the way you guys see it.
Well, just because I think he'll beat Spence doesn't mean that I think he would beat Thurman or Porter. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, that whole triangle theory, I don't really buy into all that. Every fight is different. I think Bud would beat Earl Spence. But, we're not talking about what does Bud and Porter look like, or what does Bud and Manny Pacquiao look like, or, we're not talking about those fights.
All right, listen, we got to speed through these last few because I got to get to Freddie Roach. We got 7 and... yes, okay, we went to that. No. 7 in Cali says, how do you see the outcome of Wilder Fury 2? I got Wilder by knockout. Thanks for your time. The Boxing Voice listeners appreciate.
Yep. You're going to probably get me in trouble. I'm picking the same thing. I see Wilder knocking Tyson Fury out next week. I don't think it's going to be that close of a fight like the first one was. His right hand is a bomb. And I think that they each had a couple tune-up fights, right? And Tyson Fury hasn't looked that hot with his little layup fights. And Wilder did what he was supposed to do. He just knocked them both the F out, right? So I see him knocking out Tyson Fury next week.
All right. We got Terrell. So this is just going to be a mention because both of these women have promoters. But Terrell from Detroit, by way of Mexico, says, are you interested in promoting the Layla Ali versus Clarissa Shields fight? I know it sounds far-fetched, but both are women in the game. This is a fight people want. Layla said between 5 to 10 million. Clarissa says 5 to 10 million. Laugh out loud. What's your take?
I think it's kind of silly. I don't think we need to see Layla Ali come out of retirement. What is she going to be, about 50 years old? She's got to be like in her older 40s, right?
I don't even know how old she is.
No, I mean, look, it's good hype. Layla has a name. But you know what I would like to see? I would like Layla Ali to step up and make peace and back up Clarissa Shields. I think I would like for her to be a nice mouthpiece for Clarissa Shields and co-sign her and be in the ring with her and help promote her and stand next to her. That's what I would like to see. I don't want to see Layla Ali fight Clarissa Shields. I think it would be so much more powerful if she stood next to Clarissa Shields.
Definitely get what you mean. We have... you answered this when he said, do you promote fighters or just fights? For now, it's just fights, but maybe in next year. Andre Diacono right here in New Jersey says, has ShowBox or any other network expressed interest in the Philly special in March? I will be in the building in March, sitting in the north section, looking forward to your car. Keep grinding, Michele. All the best.
Oh, that's what's up. Right now, I am reaching out to different platforms and networks. ShowBox was not available March 27th because they have a Showtime card on the 28th. ESPN Plus wasn't really interested. They had to pass on the offer. I have emails out to the Zone. I'm waiting to get some feedback from them. I am in talks with another network right now that I can't really mention, but Lou DiBella is helping me with that because he feels that this show should also be, televised and, everybody should watch what a really good club show looks like. So my fingers are crossed. Worst case scenario, like if a network doesn't pick it up or a streaming service doesn't pick it up, we will probably do the Fight Night Live, which will stream, on Facebook. Mark Fratto does that, but my fingers are crossed, and I really think we're going to land a good deal with TV.
Well, before my co-host steals this next one, maybe you should be contacting Impact Network since they have 12 dates this year.
How do you know that's not who I am talking to them? There you go, Ness. You hit it on the head.
But no, we had Freeway Ricky Ross on, and he's doing some sort of business with him too, so that it just came to mind because we interviewed him this morning on the morning show. But Michele, those are all our questions. Cool. We want to thank you so much for your time as always. Thank you for putting on such a great card, giving Steven Ortiz that opportunity. I've been telling my listeners for quite some time since I've been knowing Jason Sosa. I've been knowing he's been working out with Steven and knowing that Farmer's been with Steven. So I've been waiting for Steven to get his opportunity. And I'm glad that you gave it. I thought you had TV. I didn't know. So now we got to pray with you because we want TV.
No, Stevie signed to Lou DiBella.
No. I mean TV for this.
TV.
Yeah, because when I received the email about the main event, I got excited. So I wanted to see it. I want to see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're getting there. I really think by next week we'll have a solid answer. And I think it actually could be Impact. I hope so.
Perfect. I mean, listen, Austin Trout and Alonzo Butler did $275,000 on Impact Network. That's more than what Jamal Charlo did versus Dennis Hogan.
Damn.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah. My co-host actually found the numbers this morning.
Well, look, I appreciate you for supporting club shows because not many bigger media outlets give club shows the time of day. And I think you get it, Ness. So thank you so much, because it really helps the fighters too. Not just me, but it helps the fighters get their names out there. And, it gives them some practice too, jumping on a popular radio show and talking to the public and fielding questions from fans. Like, that's a big help.
Nah, definitely, man. Listen, the thing is that the way that boxing has took a turn, we already are being privy to the development of most of the fighters. So it's kind of second nature at this point. Like, even though Steven Ortiz is 11-0, I've probably been following maybe 4-6-0, and I'm like dying for the next step. So, you happen to be the promoter that's giving him that opportunity, and we're definitely going to support you and him, and even Damon too. I mean, Damon was at our live show in Vegas the other day, or it seems like the other day. But yeah, thank you again, Michele. If you want to give out any social media, any other information, ticket information for the show, you can.
Well, the information I'm going to give out is my social media. Follow me at Raging Babe. Tonight is the premiere of Boxing Moms. It is my passion project. I threw my heart and soul into this project, and I hope everybody loves it. You can register to watch it tonight, ragingbabe.com/boxingmoms. Just put your email in there, and you'll get a link to watch episode 1. And I just hope everybody loves it, man.
Best of luck to you, and thank you for your time, Miss Rosado.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Mike, give me a minute. I'm talking to Freddie.
No problem. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Michele Rosato, a.k.a. Raging Babe, doing some big things in Philly and down in Arizona, man. So y'all definitely be on the lookout. Hopefully she gets a TV deal for that fight. I really want to see it. Net's been really hyping it up. I don't know much about Stevie Ortiz or Allen, but I'm kind of invested now, man. It's a fight that I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I want us to support Michele, and yeah, man, I think she's doing a incredible job. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting into this boxing industry is not easy, and having success in it is even harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen guys come and go. 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying, is one of them. But I'm glad to see her, you know what I'm saying, taking the I guess bull by the horns. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is?
Into it.
She knows her lane, and she's in it, and that's what I said. There is a huge gap because you see she's only in Philly, and look how Steve is like, yo, come to Chicago. We want that too, and it was like that when she was in Arizona. You know, they wanted her to do more shows, but there just isn't a lot of access to fighters in Arizona. And, you know, then that increases the cost of the show to fly in fighters from different, you know, places. But locally there in Philly and being so close to the tri-state area, it really is clicking for her down there in Philly, man. I'm, you know, I don't even know if I said it. I probably just thought it. I didn't want to be cliche and say I'm proud of her because, like, it ain't like we came up together as
I mean, you
children,
can still be proud of somebody and not really know them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. I mean, I do know her like for the last 10 years now, but what I mean is I didn't come up with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I came up with her in the last 10 years, but not like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know her before then, so I don't know if it's offensive, but I am proud, like, to see, like, her transition. It's like, oh, shit. Like, she's out here doing it. Like,
she's
she's
like a
out
marketer
here.
now or something else?
What you mean?
I see the little WBC pendant, you know what I'm saying? Look at all nice and shit over there. It's fucking clean.
Man, I mean, you know, my Border Wars shirt and I'm a champ, so I just figured putting the pin on the chest makes it all true.
And where can people get that Border Wars hoodie at? Fucking nice.
Oh, theboxingvoice.com/tienda, but you can't find it that way. You got to actually spell tienda in English, which is store. And yeah, man, it's there. Let me see, because okay, he's seen it. Let me see. Looking at the queue. I don't see him in the queue.
While you do that, let me go ahead and get to these last couple of topics right quick. News and notes. We have, I already told you about ShowBox. A new way, the monster ain't taking no tune-ups. He ain't looking for no side stuff. He going right into a unification after a hard tournament. Casemiro, who just coming off of a knockout victory over
I never heard of
Tete.
Casemiro.
But anyway, he knocked out Tete, you know what I'm saying, made him look average. And a new way says, look, you think you can beat me? Let's fight. April 25th, Las Vegas. It's going down. Ready for it. Ivan Redcat gets his purse after New York State Athletic Commission comes to their senses. I'm so happy that Ivan got his money, you know what I'm saying, because I just felt like taking a whole guy's like paycheck, like really, you know what I'm saying? Like I know he bit Danny, but it ain't like he took a damn chunk out of him, you know what I'm saying? Or it was like a big bite. It was like a little nibble, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to see the state commission, you know what I'm saying, give Ivan his money back. And not
all right,
not
Mike.
first.
Looks like we got our next guest ready. Want to go? I'm gonna go ahead and shorten your name to Benji, just on not wanting to mess it up. But this is the manager of Elvis.
Don't worry about it, man.
Elvis Rodriguez. I just want to thank you first and foremost for allowing us this opportunity. I am going to have to ask if you're on speaker, not to be because of the feedback. It's looping.
All right. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, first
So I got Freddie on the line as well.
All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you for taking out the time to give us the opportunity to interview you. If you could just tell Elvis, you know, that we do appreciate him coming on the show and his time. And Freddie, obviously, we appreciate your time as well.
That's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Well, first and foremost, can you give us his story? Him being Dominican, I am very interested to know why he chose boxing versus baseball.
Yo soy dominicano. ¿Por qué decidiste pelear en vez de jugar pelota? He used to play baseball. And he used to, when he was playing baseball, he was always fighting. And you know, he was always competitive. And he'd play baseball, and he was always fighting. And his coach used to say, you know, you should. I don't know why you're playing baseball. You should box.
All right. So, if you Google him, everywhere it says like Freddie Roach's prodigy. So I guess Freddie, this question is for you. When and when did he become your prodigy, and what is it that you've seen in him that made you want to develop such a young prospect?
He became a prodigy probably his first week in the gym. His work ethic is great. He trains hard every day, and he wants to be a world champion, and he shows that every day. And now, since I've seen him in a couple of fights, he's done really well. He's exploding on these opponents, and I think within a couple of years he'll be a world champion, in my opinion.
How's it going, Mr. Roach? My name is Michael Gross. What separates Elvis from everybody else, meaning skill-wise? Because I'm sure you got guys coming in your gym all the time wanting you to train them. But what separates Elvis from everybody else?
Yeah, Elvis reminds me of when Pacquiao first came in the gym. He has speed and power, and he puts them together really, really well. And when you have those two ingredients, it usually adds up to great wins. And he's got a couple already, and I know he's young, and we get a long road ahead of us. But the thing is, he, even top rank when we signed with them, they put him on the fast track right away, and I'd love for him to be in the fast track because activity is the best way to keep a fighter sharp, in my opinion.
So, Benji, if you can ask Elvis, what part of the Dominican Republic was he born? And was there anyone in boxing that he looked up to that was from the Dominican Republic?
Santo Domingo que tú admirabas. So he was born in Santo Domingo, the capital, and he said not really. He said he had heard of Joan Guzman, but he didn't really follow him like that. He said when he started training, he started learning, he started listening. He saw guys. He saw Joan, and he thought he was very good, but that wasn't his idol in any way.
So how did Elvis get from the Dominican Republic all the way over to the Wild Card Gym in California? Like, what was that process like?
So actually, I follow all the amateur guys, and I went to a couple tournaments, and I worked with Joan and I worked with Joselito. So I knew a bunch of the Dominican guys. And I saw him at a couple tournaments, and he was really impressive. So I just kind of approached him. There's some people we had in common, and when I reached out, I just asked him if he wanted to come train here. I think being at the best gym with the best trainer in history, is a recipe for success. So I brought him out, and been a match made in heaven.
So, for you, was it like an audition? Did you have to say, hey, Freddie, look at this guy, just give me one opportunity to see him? Or did Freddie already know his name through the amateur ranks?
I think it was more of an audition. Because everybody, a lot of guys look good in the amateurs, and it's a different... the pros is just a different game. But I just saw a mix of, like Freddie said, speed and power, and he was exciting. You'd sit there and watch his amateur fights, and it was exciting. So, I thought it was just a perfect fit.
Can you just ask him his
thoughts?
Plus,
he's a southpaw and so forth.
Sorry. Can you just ask Mr. Rodriguez his thoughts on the banana Jason Rosario defeating former unified champion Julian Williams, being as though they're both Dominican, and I just wanted to get his thoughts.
¿Qué son tus pensamientos de Jason Rosario ganando el campeonato? Said it was a surprise. It was a very difficult fight, and a lot of people didn't give him a chance. But he showed that he had what it takes to be champ, and he was focused, and it inspired him.
Has Elvis ever met him?
¿Lo conoces? ¿Lo has conocido? ¿No has peleado con él? So yeah, they met. They were actually on the team together when they were really little. He wasn't on the team for very long, but they were on the juniors together.
Now, the reason that I ask is because they're both the same age, they're both from the same country, they're both almost the same size, but one fights at 54, the other one being Elvis at 40, or are you guys trying to get him to 35? Because I see he has some fights at 37.
Están preguntando porque los dos son de misma edad, misma estatura, pero tú estás peleando en 130 y ves que tú has hecho 137. Vamos a tratar de subir o bajar a 35. No, he's gonna stick at 140 for a little while, and then if anything, we'll move him up to 147.
So are you guys looking
at... The ideal is taking over the division.
Oh, so that answered my question. So you believe he can win a world title at 40 before he gets too big to have to move up? I'm just wondering, is he going to be too big? Because if he's 5'10", he's big. Because Jason Rosario is 5'11". Like, that means he's big.
He actually makes, shockingly, he makes the weight pretty comfortably. So, we're going to be here for a little while. Definitely grab a couple titles, and then we'll move up when the time is right.
Can you ask Elvis if he feels any pressure? And the reason I ask that, because you got a Hall of Fame trainer like Freddie Roach taking you under his wing. You signed with Top Rank, and you got a manager and yourself who really, really believes in him. So does he feel any kind of added pressure?
¿Te sientes presión por tener a Freddie Roach como entrenador y Top Rank como promotor y nosotros como les apoyamos? He feels some pressure. More he feels obligated to his country and to represent his country and to represent us and Freddie Roach and to become world champion like Freddie's expecting, or like we're all expecting, I should say.
Can you ask him, or if you know it, since you're the manager, can he tell us his story? Like me myself, I'm Dominican, so I know that you're either born here or you gotta. You're an immigrant, you know what I mean? So, and as a Dominican, we kind of, most of us at least, or the ones that I like to consider intelligent, want to come over here because we know that there's opportunity. So I just want to know, what is he fighting for? What did he leave back in the Dominican Republic? What's his story?
¿Para qué estás peleando? ¿Qué dejaste en Santo Domingo? ¿Cuál es tu historia? He fights because he loves to fight. Aside from that, he financially, of course, and to represent his country, and he is, his family, his mother, and his brothers to support. But he fights because he loves it.
Is there a story behind how he got the name Elvis? I mean, call me novice Mike, but I only know one guy named Elvis in the history of life.
¿Cuál es tu historia? ¿Cómo te nombraron Elvis? His dad speaks English, and his dad used to listen to Elvis Presley, and he liked him a lot. And in his house, there was a big picture of Elvis Presley. And when his brother was small, his father asked what what name should we name him? And he looked at the picture on the wall and said, put him Elvis. I like that name, Elvis.
That's dope. I got one for Freddie. Freddie, we got one coming from one of our listeners, Steve in Chicago, that says, what are your thoughts on Andy Ruiz, and would you be open to training him again?
Yeah, Andy, he's a good friend, and he was a good. I did train him quite a while ago, and he was a very good student. And I would love to have him in the gym because he works very hard for me. And Andy, I think he has a future in the heavyweight division. He's a great puncher. He puts combinations together better than most heavyweights in the world, and he just needs to control his weight a little bit more and be more stable with the weight instead of going so up and down so fast and so hard.
So Freddie, me being Dominican, right? Like, there's not. I mean, it's starting now, like, right? Like, we had Joan Guzman, but then he always failed at the scales, and I guess there was Jonathan Guzman, but then he lost his IBF title. Like, there's never been a truly dominant Dominican. Like, we have to see if Jason Rosario is going to be dominant. You've been with a historical southpaw. I mean, how good is Rodriguez, or how good could he be? Because work ethic, you said he has.
Yeah, I mean, he has really great work ethic, and he trains hard every day, and he's exactly what you're looking for in a fighter. And it's just hard work all the time. And we work every day, and he's great at what we're doing. And that's why he has so much potential, because his work rate is unbelievable. He's just in there toe-to-toe every day, every round, and doing the mitts every day, every round. He's just on fire and wants to learn quickly, and he is a great student.
So, Mr. Roach, I'm a Twitter guy, you know what I'm saying? And I seen you post on Twitter that you built your boxing gym in the hopes of, or waiting for the next Muhammad Ali to walk in. And you said Manny Pacquiao was your Muhammad Ali. Can you just expound on that statement?
Yeah, I mean, my trainer, Eddie Fudge, told me not to open a gym. It's a pain in the neck and so forth. And then my thought was, well, you never know when the next Muhammad Ali's going to walk through your doors. So, when I first opened the gym, it was a little bit slow one morning, and I was in that gym by myself. And a guy called Muhammad Ali walked up my doors and said, "Can I train here?" And it was like a dream come true. And then, a little bit later, Manny Pacquiao walked through my doors, and he was my Muhammad Ali. He was the next Muhammad Ali for sure. And he's still going. So we're still talking about who's next and so forth. But he will fight again.
I want to stay with the Wild Card Gym for just a second. You also train one of my favorite boxers of all time, James Toney. Can you tell me like one of the wildest moments that you had with James Toney?
I remember like early when he first came to the gym. We almost got in a fist fight together, and he said, "I'll kick your little white ass." I said, "Yeah, but you know you get in a fight when you throw it, I promise you." And then we had to go through a little bit of who's who at one time, and then he ended up being a great fighter. We had some great wins. My favorite fight, I think, is when he beat Evander Holyfield. It was just a great night, and I feel that Toney could have been the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world if he has had a little bit more discipline. He's a very, very talented guy. He's one of those guys that I consider was born to fight. He didn't have to be taught. He knew how to fight. Once the bell rang, he'd go in there, and he was born to fight.
So Freddie, going back to Rodriguez, do you think that he can keep up the knockout streak, and do you feel that power is real?
Yeah, he definitely does have power, and it's real. And he's very big for the weight, but he makes the weight pretty comfortably. he doesn't struggle real badly. I mean, it's a little bit of work, but it's not a struggle. So because once it becomes a struggle, I move my guys up and weigh right away. Because I want my guys to have breakfast before the weigh-in and be happy and healthy. And I did that with Cotey and Manny Pacquiao, and it worked really well with both their careers.
And is he working with Justin Fortune? Is that who you're using for strength and conditioning for him, or does he have his own regimen?
Right now he has Pedro Garcia, and Pedro is doing most of my fighters in the gym right now. Justin is more on his own because he has his own gym now and so forth, and he's working his own people mostly. But Pedro's doing a really, really good job with Elvis, and they get along really well. And it's a very good formula, those two.
All right. Benji, for Elvis, we have one from Caesar who says, "What's up, young champ? Thank you for coming on TBV and answering the fans' questions. Have you gotten some sparring with Manny Pacquiao, Pac-Man, yet? Has he shared any of his knowledge with you that you believe will make a difference in your game?"
Unfortunately, he hasn't sparred Manny yet. Manny hasn't fought a southpaw, so they haven't really needed southpaw sparring. We're hoping that if Freddie allows it, we'll get in there with him. And they really only met once briefly.
But all right, so you guys still have more time?
But Pacquiao has if Pacquiao has a fight with the southpaw, Elvis will be in there with him, that's for sure, because he's my number one southpaw on the totem pole right now, and he's great work for Manny, and Manny's very competitive also. It'll be some really, really fun to watch between those two guys.
All right. So, Freddie, I got one from Caesar in Vegas that says, "Mr. Roach, thank you for coming on TBV and answering the fans' questions. You are a real one. What is your opinion on the Charlo Gatorade bottle situation? Have you heard of any rules specifying that fighters must drink from a clear plastic bottle?"
Yeah, there is some rule. Every state has different rules, and that's one thing about boxing. From different state to state, the rules do change somewhat. And pretty much, like in California, you can use the Gatorade, but it has to be in a sealed bottle, a sealed Gatorade bottle. But now, some of the commissions want you going through a clear glass bottle, and that's really that's difficult to deal with at times. So it's very sporadic because every state does have a different rule, and they really need to get on board and get this straightened out so there's no controversy at all in the ring.
All right, and if you have time, we got a few more. We got 7 that says, "What was it about Manny Pacquiao that gave him his power? Is it his speed?"
Real quick, Freddie's got to run.
No problem.
So I'm going to have to let him go.
No problem. All right, Benji, I want to thank you, obviously, for the time. Freddie, thank you. If you guys want to give out any social media, you can do so.
Well, Instagram for you. At Elvis Rodriguez Box is Elvis's Instagram. So you can follow him there. We post pretty regularly.
Definitely, man. We're gonna definitely continue to follow him.
And he fights next week in Miami, February 21st. So anyone who's in Miami for sure should stop by because there's gonna be fireworks. As usual with him. He steals every show he's on.
Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate you coming on the show. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Elvis Rodriguez, his manager, and Freddie Roach, the trainer. That was a special bonus. Obviously, I was not expecting Freddie. We found that out late. But we do appreciate everyone coming on the show. So thank you to Michele Rosato, Gary Russell Jr., the champ, WBC champ, Elvis Rodriguez, obviously my young Dominican brethren. Very excited.
Real quick, if you want to see Elvis next weekend, that fight will be on Telemundo. Also, Robeisy Ramirez will also be on that card.
Nice. The Cuban Olympic gold medalist. Okay. So I was wondering, was that going to be television? I'm shocked that it's not on ESPN.
Yeah, it says Telemundo on the ESPN website.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, is he fighting in sunny Miami? Look, he's got to be talented. I've been able to see everything the Top Rank has been able to stream. But obviously him being with Freddie, him being a southpaw, him being Dominican are all reasons for me to be paying attention, me being Dominican. And right now, it seems like our year, man, to be honest with you.
Having a good year so far. Even though Claudio let me down last week.
I know. Claudio got knocked out.
Claudio got the brakes beat off his ass. But real quick, man, big ups to Elvis. I love the story behind how you got your name. Big ups to Freddie, you know what I'm saying? Also, you can always count on Freddie to like drop some boxing fact that we don't, you know what I'm saying, even know, like, you know what I'm saying? So big ups to Freddie with all his knowledge, training James Toney, Manny Pacquiao, and all those guys, you know what I'm saying? And who knows, Elvis could be the next one. Could be the next great one. Who knows?
That was going to be one of the next questions. One of the patrons said, who's the next star out of the gym? Listen, he's 5'10" and a half. That's huge for lightweight, for super lightweight. So if he can hold the weight, he should not have a problem winning a world title in that division. He's only 5-0, 5 KOs. You know, I didn't know that he had zero English. Would have been good to have some or better connection. We couldn't even really hear him answering to hear his voice and nothing. But he's big. I mean, look, in the picture that I'm sharing, he's taller than everyone in the picture. Probably except the guy on the far right? Or, you know, his
big,
left.
Man, he's a big guy, man. Is that Paul? I keep on like, man, is that Paulie in this picture?
No, that's Freddie, and that's the manager. And I'm assuming this might be the strength and conditioning coach. I don't know that guy. Not familiar with his face, but
real quick, we got some really quick news and notes. Pascal versus Jack and Brown versus Barrera, likely for May. I think that came from Dan Rayfield or Mike Carpenter.
Man, so much happened, bro. Oscar Rivas signed a Top Rank.
Yeah. That's been in the news. I thought you seen it, but I know it became official. But it was always going on. He said he knows that Dylan White gonna do everything in his power to avoid the rematch.
Isn't it strange that you think one entity is dominating, then all of a sudden it just slightly turns, and then you think, and then it turns again? Because, listen, Eddie was investing in the heavyweight division, but Bob is too. Bob is signing some fighters, man. There's a lot. He signed Adja Cababel, right? He signed Pulev, Fury, Big
Jarrell
Baby
Miller. Yep.
The real new big baby that's 3-0. So he's invested in prospect heavyweights too.
Cassius Chaney fighting over there with main events.
I told you Chaney got a new manager, right?
Who is manager?
Oda Wallen's manager.
Okay.
Yeah. So they probably about to start getting that TV time.
Real quick, also we got Mayweather admits he barely trained for the Conor McGregor fight. I think we already knew that. Josh Warrington signs with Matchroom. Happened earlier this week. Gilberto Ramirez versus Alito Alvarez. Eliminator heads to purse bid, so we'll see how that plays out. And Alejandro Jimenez suspended 90 days. Win overturned by Texas Commission.
That's crazy. That's because I was so invested in that fight. And I know that sounds like a lie because it was like, she posted. I told you how the story went. Like, I seen DAZN post. I'm like, hold up, what the fuck? And I did my own investigation. Then I'm like, I gotta watch this fight. And then all my suspicions came true. Like, I literally stereotyped. I literally fucking, profiled, and it was true, bro. It's damn, bro. I need the results to that B sample. And wasn't the test? Oh, is in 6 days. It's on the 19th. It's on the 19th. They testing that B sample on the 19th, man. Listen, we on it, man. We on it, man. I want to get her back. She out there living her life. She living her life. I'm following her. She living her life.
I mean, check still cleared.
It did, and that's what I said. Who's gonna come take them belts back?
Literally, though. But also, we got news saying that Oscar De La Hoya says that Callum Smith turned down an offer to fight Canelo Alvarez. So
That's
that would be
crazy.
2 to 3 to 4 times more than he ever made.
That's crazy. Eddie be the main one out here talking about 2 to 3 more times. He's making more money than he's ever made. Yo, that's an Eddie Hearn fighter. Isn't that ironic? That an Eddie Hearn fighter, when that's his favorite word to say is, oh, we offered him 10 times what he's ever made. We'd offered him 3 times he's ever made. Now they offer his fighter. Yo, I'm telling you. And you know why? Because everybody trying to get that Canelo motherfucking check. Derevyanchenko did the same thing. Man, Canelo need to flip all these niggas. Flip the middle finger to all you motherfuckers out here trying to get a handout. How the fuck you turn down 3 to 4? Now somebody gonna report like, yo, Ness, but they only offered him $3 million. Oh, that's my fault? Did Eddie paying you $250,000, motherfucker? Like, that ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be so quick to say, yo, that's the most he ever made. That's the most he ever made. But they pick and choose which fighter could jump on that biggest offer. When it's Wilder, he's smart. He bet on himself. When it's Charlo, oh, he better take it. It's across the street. When it's Andre, oh, it's a business decision. You know what I'm saying? It's a business decision. Man, come on, bro.
Callum better take that fight, man, and get his revenge for his brother. 2 to 3 times more than he ever made. I'm consistent. Javante, take that money. Callum, take that money. You know what I'm saying? You guys are not. Well, Javante, he's on his way, but at this point, you guys are not like superstars that were. The fans and the public are gonna demand this for you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take what you can get in against Canelo. Come on, man, take that money.
Let me see how many Instagram followers Nobody Smith has.
Real quick, while you do that, the California State Athletic Commission came out with a statement and they provided it to ESPN. Mr. Charlo's cut man asked the commission, assigned athletic inspector, if he could transfer water from the new water bottle to the squeezable Gatorade water bottle for the purpose of being able to squeeze water from the bottle, the statement said to ESPN. The athletic inspector allowed this and observed the cut man take 2 new bottles of water, open and pour them into the squeezable Gatorade water bottle. Furthermore, Mr. Charlo and Mr. Harrison passed every drug test administered by VADA out of competition and in competition. Mr. Charlo and Mr. Harrison were both clean fighters for this bout. End of quote.
Well, they emailed you?
That came from ESPN. I seen the story earlier today, so wasn't no need for me to call them back.
So ESPN did a story on it. Who wrote it?
The story comes from Steve Kemp.
Did he only mention the IG post?
Let me see.
You didn't read the whole story? Never mind. Don't even hurt my feelings.
I think he. Yeah, honestly, I think he only did mention the IG post.
Of course.
Yeah. Harrison wrote on his Instagram Wednesday. Yeah, he didn't mention us at all.
The in-depth interview. Now, you know what I mean? Whatever.
It's all good, man. That's how it should go, bro. You know what I'm saying? One day.
So, yeah, man. I'm picking Caleb. And I'm picking Ryan, and I'm picking Warren, and I'm picking Linares, and I'm picking Blair Cobbs. What up?
Guess what? We got another belt on the line. Garcia and Jesse Vargas, Mikey Garcia that is, will fight for the WBC Diamond Belt.
Oh yeah, yo. But the Diamond Belt is just is an award. It's not a title. It's an award belt.
That's cool.
It's like yo, here's this belt. Like Floyd got one. Remember, his was the money belt. Yep. So it's like, yo, here's this belt for your event because y'all 2 great fighters. The fact that they willing to pay for that though.
I mean, like you always say, a belt makes the fight look better. You know what I'm saying? It makes it look
Yeah,
look
but I
sexy.
mean, listen, if I'm Mikey, I'm telling Eddie like, yo, I hear DAZN needs a belt in the ring, so you should be paying for that damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not. What I need another? What a diamond? What is that? A paperweight belt?
It made me look good. Who knows?
Ah, man.
And last but not least, man, big ups to the boxing world today, man. I seen Radio Raheem on Joe Rogan earlier today. I watched about half of the interview. Got another half to go, but yeah, big ups to the boxing world.
What he was being interviewed about?
Just the whole Wilder thing to this day, and
oh wow, the viral clip.
Yeah, like the like in depth, you know what I'm saying, everything behind it and why he did what he did. Also, just like how he started. That's why I asked Freddie about the wild card gym and James Toney, because he started with a sparring session where a guy came from Australia to fight James Toney. And James Toney just beat the shit out of this guy. You know what I'm saying? Really wasn't that. I mean, it was competitive, but James was in there playing with him, and he went over and like did commentary over the tape. And started to like sell it to a boxing thing that was out back then. I forget the name of it, but that's how he started. You know what I'm saying? He would go to gyms and watch sparring and just like commentate over him and sell the footage back to the fighters or back to like boxing outlets. And that's to the point where I got to. Mm-hmm.
Bet that's official for him, man. Congratulations to him to be on Joe Rogan. That should help him out.
Yeah, man, that's big.
Hell yeah, that should help him out tremendously.
Yeah, that's it with the news and notes. You know what I'm saying? I know we already played the sponsor, so.
Yeah, no, we ready. We ready to go and rock and roll. So it's looking like Boomerang.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. What you want to bet on? You bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Oh, what's up?
What up?
What up, homie?
Hey, who the lady y'all was interviewing?
Michele Rosato, promoter.
Hey, I like her pick. She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. I wish her much success, and she's a new promoter, correct?
Yep.
All right. What's the show based upon? I was in the gym working out with my kids, so I missed most of the show. Like, what's the topic of discussion? We still talking about that water bottle?
Plant fighting, Ryan Garcia fighting this week, Austin Dulay, Rau'shee Warren. Just this weekend's fights, and we had Gary Russell. We had a few interviews. Champ.
I missed out on most of it. I don't know who kid are playing fighting just as yet. Like, I'm just really like pulling up to my house right now. But I did catch some of that interview with the chick. I called Freddie. I called Freddie Roach. Hold on, man. Hey, I called Freddie Roach interview at the end, and if he says a rule, he said there's different rules about the water bottles, right?
Yeah. He said that it's supposed to be a clear bottle, and that if it's a Gatorade bottle, it's a sealed Gatorade bottle.
Well, like I said, man, I don't know how serious that is, or if that's supposed to be looked at.
I don't think nothing coming up. Mike already read the facts. They already did an investigation, right, Mike?
Man, that's pretty much it, man. It's water.
Okay. Well, shit. Like I said, if it's water, it's water. If whatever it is, gonna be. That's like I said. That's my first call. I ain't heard most of the show. All right.
Yeah.
Ain't too much more they can like. You can't go back and like shit test the water bottle. Shit, motherfucker, them be dumped out, washed and everything. So it ain't. It's done.
Yeah, but like he said, why I ain't get no Gatorade bottle? I ain't had no Gatorade bottle. But yo, we going to NO Mastermind. in the New Orleans.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from...
Ooh, I'm my audio, bro.
You sound real good.
Alright. I mean, shit, Brad Harrison, he gonna need more than a Gatorade bottle. That's like the third, fourth time he was winning the fight and he got stopped. I mean, shit, bro. I mean, fuck. In that fight, he let him come in with all Gatorade bottles and he just take care of business. It just sounds like he's a sore loser, bro. ESPN just gave you the facts. Alright, moving on. I didn't really catch all the interviews either. I called the last. What Freddie Rose meant about the southpaw? When they fighting Spence? What that meant? I heard him say something about he fighting the southpaw next. What that mean?
He said Elvis Rodriguez would definitely spar Pacquiao when he prepares him for a southpaw. But
he kind of laughed. He kind of laughed when he said that. Why?
I mean,
that was a vote. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't catch on to that. I was too busy, being souped up for my Dominican brethren.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, what you think the Dominican about to take over or something? Like,
I'm saying we ain't never seen no Dominican be trained by an elite level trainer. So it's just interesting that someone took a liking to someone that young too. Like, look, Jason Rosario was what 20-something and old. By the time we got to know him, like this kid's 5-0. They starting.
I want to tell you that too. That's Rosario eat a lot of bananas. That's why he got that. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be the Dominican nightmare. You gotta eat bananas for a whole week before you fight. You dead? You got your. And that wasn't. I found out it wasn't no knockout either. And that was a stoppage, dog. Anyway, it's the same thing. I ain't gonna argue. But like. Man, how you say it like you not do it out cool, bro?
Why you trying to play my dude, man?
Yo,
my nigga,
his
had him
girl,
the whole spin in the ring, bro.
His girl made him quit. What more you want?
Yeah, but you ain't like that was a wilder knockout, like dude laying out, like you know what I'm saying, like get the smelling so.
And said we didn't come here for this.
I'm gonna catch a body this fight.
Yeah, shit, bro. Like I said, bro, you better catch up on the bananas and all that, man. That's what your boy Rosario doing. As a Dominican thing. They say that's how the baseball players hit them home runs and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my call, bro, Mo.
That's the Dominican.
That's the bus, man. I know you out there listening, bro. You ain't got to know. If you want to call back in one day, call back in. But man, when this girl said we ain't come in for this,
bro. Listen, Gus is living, bro. That fight made him realize his wife was real. Remember all that girlfriend talk shit he used to be calling and all that? Yeah, man, that ain't my wife. That's my girl, bro. After that fight, he married her.
Damn right, you got a good one, baby. We ain't coming for this. Oh, we ain't got nothing to prove. What the fuck?
CYP, man, what up? You crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. I want to give a standing ovation. A standing ovation for Boo Boo and Boo Hoo Harrison and his fan base and all the dudes who were dumb enough to believe that Charlo needed to cheat or to do something illegal to knock him out. For all of y'all who believe that Vada would really misprint the date on an actual letter. When I saw the original letter, I looked it up. It does not say 2020. It says 2019. Y'all saw a doctored up letter and rolled with it. See, that's what happens when you don't like somebody. You don't like somebody so much that you're willing to look like a fool for them. My man, these boxers don't know none of us. Don't look like a fool defending them. Let shit play out. Do your own research so you can come out on top like CYP always does. Don't get emotional. Just spit emotional facts, and you'll get your W's up. So all y'all who took your L, please give a 10 count for all y'all who took your L today.
CYP out.
CYP out. All right, we got Stainless in Detroit.
What up, Stainless?
Motherfucker murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up and grown folks' conversation.
You got 2 intros tonight, big dog.
What? We went to him already?
I believe so.
Bruh, that's that
memory kind of good now.
Fire.
He ready, man. It's gonna be the year of the DR. You know what I'm saying? He ready. That's all it is, man. It's too bad you didn't get to my question, man. It was the same thing, but I already follow Raging Babe on Twitter, but I ain't really know who she was. I just follow anything boxing, so it's actually good to see. You know what I'm saying, how involved she is, and she really knows what she's talking about in her history with it. But since it's my second boomerang, I'm going to get in my picks. I'm going to that planned fight, so I hope Benavidez getting the ring since he's going. I hope I get to see him both there. Oh, yeah, it's in Nashville, man. The tickets are anywhere from like $47 to $250 for the floor seats, man. It's real well priced, man. I'm going to be there, man.
Already, man. So that's what's up.
Yeah, I got mine for like $67. It's the second level, but it's right over the ring, so I can see everything and shit.
Cause I was thinking, like, nigga, if I was still living in Little Rock, I would have been there. That's like an hour.
Yeah.
Well, about 3 hours.
I'm going for sure, but I'm a pick Plant. I don't really know a lot of the undercard. 704 told me some cats from Nashville to look out for, so I'm gonna be looking out for them too. And I know Rau'shee Wallace fight. But
she won.
I'm sorry, Rau'shee Warren, but
basketball.
Rau'shee
basketball.
Yeah. You already know I'm on like blood number 4, but I don't really know who he fight. I'm gonna be honest, so I'm gonna just go with the A side in that one. The Ryan Garcia fight, I guess I go A side in that one. And Linares, I'm shaky on that pick, so I ain't gonna make one. That's all I got. As I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, that is because you stupid. Shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Big up Stainless, man. Thanks for calling in, homie. We appreciate it. And thank you for all your support. And if you don't know what Patreon is, man, you're hearing my voice right now, head over to patreon.com/theboxingvoice and you can sign up for as little as $3 a month. And if you're out there asking yourself, how do these guys ask all these guests these questions? Well, we have a Patreon post that where you can put your question and ask, and this will get to it in a timely order. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be a part of the conversation, be a part of the interview, go ahead and head over to patreon.com/theboxingvoice. And also, if you listen right now on YouTube, take a second out and smash that thumbs up button. We got 260 watching, so I need 260 thumbs up. I know it's look, this weekend, you know what I'm saying? It's just like an appetizer for like next weekend. You got Ryan Garcia in action, a young up-and-coming star. Got Caleb Plant in action, a champion who feel like he still has a lot to prove. You know what I'm saying? So it's an appetizer for next weekend when we get Wilder and Fury.
Mike, what up? Hate to interrupt, but I got our next guest. We have Angelo Habib from Calgary, Canada. Gonna be making his pro debut here soon, and we wanted to get him on the show and just talk to him. So, Angelo, man, first and foremost, thank you for the opportunity and for coming on the show. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Ness, man, and thank you for having me on the show, first and foremost. Doing good, man. How's everything over at TBV?
Oh, cannot complain, man. Cannot complain. Very excited for you. So, I guess let the world know when you're debuting and where.
Pro debut is right here in Calgary, Alberta, my hometown, Canada, West Coast, and that's going to be this Saturday, February 15th.
And you signed with a local promoter out there?
No, I didn't sign with any promoters. I'm just doing like one-offs, promotional contracts, just fight by fight.
Okay.
90 seconds.
So what is the capacity of the location in which you're going to fight?
It's being held at a local casino here. It's about, I'm going to say about 1,000 people.
Okay. Now you've have experience because you've put on your own shows, so no pressure really for you, or do you think because it's the debut, headgear's coming off?
60 seconds.
How are you looking at it?
No pressure, man. I'm looking at it like from an experience standpoint. I've been in the ring 50 times. Now I got 50 fights, right? And I'm just looking at it like it's another day in the office, right? I'm going in there and I'm doing what I've done the other 50 times is fight, right?
Now, you were able to win some sort of Mayweather tournament or WBC Mayweather tournament one time in Las Vegas. Can you just give me some information on that?
Yeah, that was the WBC amateur tournament that was being held right before it was the same day as the McGregor-Mayweather fight. So they were doing that at lunchtime, right before the Mayweather-McGregor fights. So it was a 2-day amateur tournament. Won that. That was back in 2017.
So I see you got a very interesting. Well, by the way, my name is Mike Gross. How's it going tonight, Mr. Habib?
Yeah, nice to meet you, Mike. Yeah, Angelo here.
Now I see that you got a very interesting background. You were born in Greece, and you grew up in Calgary, but you amassed a amateur record like 47-3, 2 national titles. My question is, what made you so sure that right now is the right time to turn professional?
Honestly, man, I felt ready for it. I got into boxing to turn pro. That was the goal, but I knew that I had to season myself in the sport and get in here and get the experience, fight all kinds of fighters, stateside, fight all kinds of fighters all over Canada, from southpaws to tall guys to short guys to explosive guys, get myself ready for the pros. So I did a lot of traveling, did a lot of competing all over the nation, all over the states, to get myself ready. Did a lot of sparring and training camps over in Vegas, LA, fought a few times in New Orleans. So did all this, and I felt I was ready. I started fighting top-level guys at national level and beating them unanimously, and I felt like I was ready for it.
So, Angelo, what are some of your goal? Have you always wanted to be a pro fighter? Was that your first dream?
Oh, for sure, man. Since I was a kid. I mean, I started martial arts when I was 7 years old, and then I advanced into boxing when I was 12. I wanted to do something more competitive than karate and taekwondo. So I switched over to boxing, started doing some amateur fights here and there, and grew a love for the sport, and I wanted to always take it to the professional level.
So how's it feel to be living out that dream? I mean, because, plenty of children want to be basketball players or football players, and they don't get to turn professional. They don't get to live out that dream. You are going to have your pro debut in a few. How's it feel?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to have this opportunity. I'm grateful for it. It's definitely a lot more work than I thought, transitioning from amateur to pro. We've upped the strength and conditioning. The training went from 2 hours a day to sometimes even 4 hours a day. Between strength and conditioning, the amount of stretching and physio that we got to do, and you really do feel like a professional. Like, you really do feel like it's more of a job, because you're really taking care of your body more. You're working on strength and agility and trying to get more explosive and working on knockout power.
Do you have any time? Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
I was going to say, speaking of knockout power, do you feel like there's any pressure on you to get a big time stoppage in your first fight?
I'm not. I'm gonna go and get in the ring and then do what I do best. And I'm a good boxer, so I'm gonna use my brain and use that, my ring IQ, and if the opportunity for a knockout comes, I'm gonna take it.
Great answer, man. PC, I understand that, but come on, man, your first fight, don't you want to get that knockout to have the fans going crazy?
Oh, 100%, 100%. That's what we're looking for, man. That's what we're looking for.
All right, so we got some questions from the people. Let me get to those. We got the first one coming from Eric Cruz in Texas, who says, "Hey, bro, just wanted to wish you good luck on your professional career. My question to you is, would you ever host a Border Wars for U.S. in Canada?" Or I guess he meant for us in Canada, and I read that totally wrong.
100%, man. 100%. Eric, love you, man. Thanks for the support. I would definitely host the Border Wars anytime you guys want. My gym, my facility is open to you guys. The TBV families, you guys are family to me. And I had a blast out there in Fort Lauderdale with you guys for the first Border Wars we did. So whenever you guys are ready to do another Border Wars, we can do one here in Calgary, Alberta.
So, who are you trained by? I'm sorry, I'm a novice to all this right now.
Yeah, trained by my older brother. My older brother trains me when it comes to my technical training for boxing and all that. I have a strength and conditioning coach named Vishal. He takes care of my strength and conditioning programs, and then I do a lot of training on my own. Like I do a lot of my runs, my swims. My extra conditioning and timing, reflex drills, I do that all on my own.
What kind of background does your brother have in the sport of boxing?
He's the one that got me into boxing. So he's 8 years older than me. He got me into boxing. He also competed on an amateur level and then competed as a pro. So he's got a lot of experience in that case. Now he's more of a full-time coach. So he's watching me and training me and kind of mentoring me through it.
So, Angelo, do you have any set time frame when you want to at least come to America to hold camps so that you can spar and, get that look from U.S. pros?
As soon as possible, man. I got 4 fights lined up this year here in Canada for this year. I want to get a few more either stateside or overseas. Hopefully get 7 or 8 fights this year. Staying busy, man. Like I started, competing amateur seriously in 2017, and I racked up 50 fights in 2.5 years. I want to kind of do the same with my pro career without, damaging myself. Of course, I want to get in there and have a long, healthy career, but I also want to move quick this year and move quick next year and start making my way up the rankings. So having a camp in the States and even having fights in the States would be blessed.
Yeah, man, the experience would be definitely something that would be useful. But I like the idea of building yourself up in Calgary. I mean, you guys have a pretty fairly decent named guy in Stephen Claggett who's been able to kind of make a name for himself by fighting out there and, occasionally landing the big fight. So, that part of Canada is thirsty for boxing is all I can say. So if you can definitely, create your own lane out there, and who knows, man, you might draw one of those state names your way.
100%, man. Yeah, and it's funny you say that. Me and Steve spar almost every Sunday. That's my sparring partner. He lives about 20 minutes from me, so we spar every Sunday. He's been helping me sharpen up for this pro camp.
So what weight are you going to turn pro?
It's going to be at 140 pounds.
Okay, wow. And what weight were you fighting at the amateurs?
Same thing, 140 pounds, 141.
Man, but those are same day weigh-ins, so you don't think you can get down as you start to, take a couple of fights, take these training camps a little more seriously, 8-week training camp. You don't think you'll lose weight? You don't think, I mean, look, Crawford's a big guy, right? But he sucked his way down to get that 30, 35, 35 and 40 title, before being at his natural weight of 47, where now people think he's a big guy.
Yeah, 100%. I am. We were aiming for 135. We couldn't do it on this training camp. We're looking at making 135 ultimately once we get the nutrition on point and all that stuff on point. We've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning, so I've been building a lot of muscle. So it's been a little harder to get down to 140 this time around, whereas an amateur, my walk around weight was like 152, and getting down to 140 was no problem. Whereas now it's still around 152, 155 is my walk around weight, but it's a lot more muscle. So getting down to 140 has been a little bit harder this time around, but we're working on getting a proper nutrition and getting down to 135 for the next one.
So how's it feel to have that professional box rec now?
It's cool, man. It's cool. It's gonna have a 1-0 by the end of this weekend, so I'm excited for that. Excited to be able to change my my Instagram bio and put pro boxer on there, right?
Now you say you got 4 fights lined up in Canada this year. Are they like spaced out, or are they gonna be like back to back to back to back?
No, it's gonna be May 16th is the next one. So February 15th is the first one coming up this weekend. May 16th is the second one. September 19th will be the third one, and I believe at the end of 2020, December. First weekend of December, I believe, will be the 4th pro fight I have lined up with this local promoter.
And in between those dates, will you be like seeking or trying to get on another card or something like that?
That's correct. Yeah. So I'm gonna be looking at trying to get some fights stateside. I've had a lot of fights stateside. Like out of my 50 amateur fights, I think I've done about 22 or 23 in the States. So I got some good connections in the States, in Vegas, Louisiana area, and in South California. So I'm going to be reaching out to my network of people there and seeing if I can get some fights on their cards as well. Stay busy.
So have you been, I guess, pulled in different directions for tickets, being as though it's your pro debut, or do you have people handling that for you so that you could focus on training?
No, I've just been selling tickets out of my gym. It's mostly friends and family that train at Olympus Boxing Club, the gym I own. And so it's been pretty easy to sell tickets because I haven't really been pushing it. People come in, they train at the gym, they know I got the fight coming up, and they just come up to my office and pick up a ticket when they're done their training.
We got another question from Mr. Sims. It says, do you plan on signing to a promotional company or stay independent? And what pros have you spoken with concerning the politics of boxing?
For the first question, it's I'm looking to build a record independently for hopefully my first 5 to 10 fights, and then look to get signed by a promoter stateside. I don't want to sign with anyone in Canada because all our promoters out here are, not the best to deal with, but once you sign with them here, they kind of keep you in Canada, and I want to branch out. I want to go fight in the UK. I want to fight in the States. With big promoters like Matchroom Boxing or Top Rank, Golden Boy, etc. And then for the second question, what was the second question you were regarding?
Have you spoken to any pros in boxing concerning the politics?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I talked for example, me and Steve. I see him at the swimming pool on our off days. So, we spar on Sundays, and then once or twice a week I'll see him at the swimming pool. There's a few other pro fighters that go there for their recreational time, and we're always talking about the politics about fighting on home turf and versus fighting, outside of home turf as a pro. and having that crowd behind you versus not having your crowd. So I've taken a lot of knowledge from pros that are in the game right now and pros that are have retired.
We got another one coming from Coach Mitty who says, "Hey, Huracan, wishing you all the best in your career. Do your thing, bro, and I will be cheering you on."
Thanks, Mitty. I appreciate that, bro. Much love.
So, Angelo, did you keep the name Huracan for the pro debut, or are you going to keep it as a pro name, or what?
Man, I'm not sure. I mean, that's what the TBV family knows me as, but and it's a cool name. I love that name. I'm gonna be walking out just as myself. No ring name for this fight. We're looking at making a ring name after my appearance on Saturday. We'll see the performance I bring out on Saturday, and we'll see what kind of ring name I can get dubbed.
Man, stick with Huracan, man. It's different. It's not like anybody else's. Now, I kind of think that it got like a nice ring to it.
That must have been Jose making things up for people. That if you don't want it, that means that Jose made it up. Yeah, I did like though. I mean, I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
I mean, other than Hurricane
Jose,
Ray,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, Jose's a crazy guy, man. I mean, it's a cool name. I like the name. I appreciate it. But I'm looking at something more that'll stick. So we're thinking of something. We're brewing something up.
Let the performance indicate it, like you said, man. That's the best thing you can do is allow your fans to make the name for you. But those are all our questions, brother. I want to thank you, obviously, for your time. If you want to give out any social media, you can. And man, best of luck fighting, especially on Valentine's. You got no girlfriend, right?
No, I got a girl, but my first true love is boxing. You guys know that.
She must be mad at you fighting on Valentine's, but I hear you. Get the win. That's the biggest present right
100%,
there.
100%. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the TBV family. I'm going to go get that win for you guys on Saturday night. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook at Angelo Habib. That's Angelo Habib, Habib.
All right, Angelo, man, thank you for calling in. Thank you for giving us an opportunity, man. We wanted to continue to follow your career. Wish you the best of luck on Saturday, brother.
Big ups her comment.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Good luck to you.
Talk to you guys soon.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Angelo Habib out of Calgary, Canada, going to be making his pro debut on Valentine's, February 15th, out in Canada. Wishing him the best of luck, man. We know him personally. If he could get a couple of wins out there, listen, and you can do it in Canada. I'm not saying Canada's Mexico, but listen, you can do it in Canada. He can get himself a good 10,
Bro,
15
you can
wins.
do it anywhere now. It's cool. You gotta go doing that, man. Like you can do it in America. You can find some guys that ain't that good and build your resume up in the UK for sure. Like in Canada, Mexico, man.
I mean, it's a little more difficult in Canada. He's got a market, right? Like he's got a market in Canada. Like not everyone wants to watch boxing here. I don't know what's up with Sugar Hill. I think he thought
Probably fell asleep, man.
No, I think he thought
next Thursday?
No, I think he thought West Coast time.
Oh.
Because what time is it there over
He is
there?
on West Coast, right? Well, no, they in Detroit, right? I thought they was in. Oh, they in Vegas.
They might be in Vegas.
Yeah,
It's the last week. But what time is it over there now?
Almost 7:00. 6:47.
Yeah, he talking about call. Yeah. Call me at 7:30. I was like, bro, it been 7:30. But that's what I'm saying. Not for him. So yeah, man, we gonna have to reschedule that shit, bro.
It's all good, man. Big ups to Sugar Hill, man. Big ups to the fights this weekend, and big ups to the fight next weekend, man. It's a nice weekend for sports, man. Got Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying? Then I got NBA All-Star weekend, you know what I'm saying? Right down in Chicago. The dunk contest, the All-Star game, then next weekend. Oh, my goodness. Wild of Fury. Let's go.
All righty. Well, let me get back to these callers, man. We going out to...
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info
presented by my brother.
Yo, is this the illest boxing show on the planet? Say hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, man, shout out to the boxing gods, man. Shout out to TBV, man. Y'all came out of the blocks 2020 on fire, man. Lava, making a path, man. Y'all keep bringing it like this, man, all year round, man. Man, Ness and Mike, man, I see y'all on a couch, on a leather couch, interviewing fighters, smoking a blunt, man. This shit is, I'm in awe right now, man. You know, every year is good, man, but the start of this year, man, is epic. Keep up the good fucking work, man. And I can even see, for Tony Harrison, didn't he contact you?
Sure did.
Man, that speaks volume. But damn what he was talking about. He chose the boxing voice to air it out. He could have called Fight Hype, could have called Boxing Scene, Fight News, or whoever, man. Evidently, in his mind, he thought this was the voice of the people. There is no equal, man. Even the interview you had this week, man, with Chris Lovejoy, man. Man, Ness, I can see you, TBV, sponsoring the fighter, man. Imagine the TBV logo on some shorts, man. You had more info to get this dude, and he actually a boxer, and you was giving out info, man. So I see big things for TBV, man. Shout out to all the Border Wars fighters. It ain't much going on this week, man. Give me all the A side, and hit those thumbs up. Stainless, enjoy yourself watching the fight, man. Give us a few clips and videos, man, what you can do, man. But that's all I got, brothers, man. Keep it going, keep it pushing. Peace.
Joe, thanks for calling in. We going out to Israel. What it do?
Hey, Naz. Good show, good interviews. Just listening out here in Oklahoma. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the support. We going out to...
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it? I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Ness?
What up?
Good interview. I like your girl the best. She broke it down. She broke up her boxing, her opinion on real down smooth. I like that. But all of them was good interviews. But I like Tuz best. She had me listening more. Besides that, I don't know about the fights this weekend, but I'm gonna pick all A side whoever fighting. Any other topic? I mean, I don't really have nothing else. I just listen to all the interviews, and like I said, your girl stood out the most because I like what she was talking about. Basically, you know, being a young promoter, trying to, you know, get her name more known out there. I mean, that's all I got. You know, but shout out to y'all. You know, good interviews like always. You know, that's it.
For some reason, man, we always like do good job with like women interviews from Michelle to Cynthia Conti to the red-haired girl that's on the zone. You know what I'm saying, to Clarissa Shields, you know what I'm saying, to Alejandra Jimenez. It seemed like the women interviews be like more in depth and more.
What about Kathy? You think Kathy went well?
Kathy Duva?
Kathy Duva.
Is there a rehydration clause in that contract? No comment.
We going out to Lil Feezy.
What up, Feezy?
Good. What's good, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Put me down for Plant. I'm gonna keep it real short though. Another thing, man, with that Charlo situation, y'all report on that because I ain't catch the show.
Yeah, we reported on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, everybody was thinking he was dirty, huh? Yeah, your face busted. But anyway, man, put me down for Plant, man. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna be in town. I'm finna leave tomorrow. So I ain't gonna make the fight. Shout out Stainless. I think he going. Have fun for me. And that's my call, y'all. Keep it up.
Let's just be clear, man. Me and Ness reserved our opinion yesterday. What did we say? We gotta wait till what? California State Athletic Commission make a statement, and shit, we'll go from there. And you see what we did. Our only thing we did was have a platform for Tony to come out and voice his frustration, and you can see that it was kind of legitimate if California State Commission did all that and gave a little quote to ESPN. So, I mean, he was within his right.
Yeah, man.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Bantamweights.com. I'm the finest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
What up, Don?
Yo. What's good? TBV, what's good, Mike and Ness? Hey, Ness, you get my Instagram?
Let me check.
No, that was the one I sent you the pictures. And shout out to all the interviews today. It was a beautiful interview today. This is the longest TBV's been in a while. I've been chilling. Shout out to, all the fighters that called and, shit. But did you get it? Did you see it?
Yeah, what, the water bottle?
Yeah. I mean, shit, why not, right? If Harrison can push it, I'm trying to get that rematch.
He's saying AJ used the Gatorade bottle too.
He did. You gotta look at the picture, man.
Nah,
I'm
I
just
hear you,
fucking
man.
around
I see
with
it.
it,
I
really,
see it. I see it right there.
But yeah, I watched it, and Harrison really opened my eyes to a lot of shit. But when it comes to cornermen, they sure do like to block a lot of shit. Like the cameraman can't see shit in what they're doing. I mean, it opened me up a little bit, but that Harrison shit was kind of, trying to get back at him. But that's about it. That's my call.
All right. We went to Steve?
Yes, we went to Steve.
Stone Bone.
What up, Stone Bone?
What up?
What up?
Yeah, that was some good interviews, man. And we got some young guys at 140 that's going to be moving to 147. Then we got some young guys behind that to replace it. Them guys, he better focus and get down to 135. He better make sure that he don't need a nutritionist to get them pounds off. He can do that without even having to pay a nutritionist yet. He can just do that with simple, clean eating. And a shout out to Raging, man. We was talking about that on the after show when I was trying to tell them, like, man, we need people like Freeway Rick Ross and Raging and fucking Impact or whatever. We need all these avenues because this is guys that are 3-0, 4-0 that can get major opportunities. If they're gonna do 12 shows this year, she might get more than this one. She might get a 2 or 3 cracks at this. So we need to support all these different avenues. We just ain't gotta support the big guys, and just because you support the little ones too, don't mean that you're against the big ones. Like, you can throw rocks at the big house. It's okay. They just listening. The little guys still impact. So keep pushing, man. Keep promoting. Get you some fighters, and NASA, make sure all your fighters get that interview, and we're gonna all put some Patreon questions in there and talk shit to them. So, man, help her keep doing her thing. Ness, keep bringing her on. And, man, keep pushing this boxing shit, man. So stop being selfish, man. Support all these platforms, man. We can watch boxing a million ways. That's the best thing we can do. Because I don't waste my time with much basketball or the football shit. So we watching boxing. Let's have it on 13 channels, just like you have fucking NFL on Sunday. I don't care. I can DVR one, watch one live, and then watch the other one on YouTube the next day. So, all right, man, I'll catch.
Well, all right. Stone Bone. Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, all right.
Good Stone Bone. Thanks for calling in, homie. I agree, man. Support, man. Get behind everybody, man. Like you said, man. You can see a gem that somebody else don't see. You know, so like everybody out there is like different. So get, and I really hope Michelle does get that deal with Impact. They need more dates. They need more fights. So let's see it. Who we got up next, Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, sir. Looking like Trey.
Going on, Trey.
Oh, Steve said I didn't get to him. Sorry, Steve. Go for it.
My bad, Steve. I got a bad memory then.
Yeah, you guys didn't get to him, but anyway, that's all right. Yeah, this weekend, there's really nothing special to look at. This is going to be a weekend where you just kind of observe and see what the A sides do with their opponent. I'm really interested to see what Ryan does. Let's see if he's going to live up to the hype they're pushing. Yeah, Nets, I was going to get on you about this morning, but man, you did such a great job with these interviews. We'll have another day where me and you will debate about Mr. Irrelevant. I'm not going to go down that path now because I know you're going to bring him up again. But as far as Canelo, man, I heard too that Canelo was the one that squashed the Murata deal. His team wanted Murata and Golden Boy. You know, I'm hoping for Canelo. I wish Golden Boy would squash the beef with PBC. And I really want Canelo to fight one of like either Charlo or Benavidez. I think that would be the best route for him.
That's it, Steve?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, chat.
All right, Steve. Thanks for calling in, homie.
Trey, you're up.
Oh man, I'm just listening. I missed most of the interviews. I caught.
All right. Well, there you go. That means that we got Caesar.
Myself a part of the TBB family. I consider every caller a part of the TBB family, and I think we should all do our part in making this show grow, get bigger. Everybody should have smashed the like button since the show started or since you hopped on, man, because there's nothing but great content coming out of this platform, man. I just want to say I just want to commend you guys for a great job, man. Hey, man, my picks for this weekend, I got planned for sure. Ryan, you know, Blair the Flair, he's a cool local dude out here. I haven't met him yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll run into him somewhere. But hey, man, can't wait for that Vargas Jr. interview, man.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about Blair, boy. You can't miss him.
Yeah, he's a character, man. He's a character for sure. But hey, man. Anyways, great show, man. You guys have a great night, man. TBB for life, baby.
All right, young C's, man. It was a pleasure meeting you in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? By the way, boy, you got me extra moonwalking that night. But next, man, who we got up next, big dog? My man got the WBC little grip on his phone. WBC little bracelet belt. WBC pendant. WBC real belt. I mean, good grief, man. Mauricio's son.
No, you said it. You said it. Good grease. They greased me, baby. They gave me what they need to give me, baby. Jerome, talk to us.
What's going on, Jerome?
Hello?
Yeah, what up, homie?
Hey man, yo, what up? Yo, yeah, man, yo. I got Caleb Plant by destruction.
Okay.
And I got
I agree.
who else fighting? Oh, Ryan Garcia. Yo, I got Francesco.
Why you gonna do Ryan, man?
Huh?
Why you gonna do Ryan like that?
Man, yo, look, I'm just not a believer, man. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't think he a dog, man. That's just my opinion, man. That's no knock, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if he a dog yet, man. I think, you know what I mean? If the Tank fight happened, I mean, he may be able to outbox him, but shit, I don't think he a dog though. I think Francisco gonna take that, man, because he gonna show him, man. He gonna show him what's up, man. He gonna show him what's real, man. Like for real.
All right, big dog. Thanks for calling
All
in,
right,
man. And really, bro, only
all right,
time
Tim.
will tell if he a dog or not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be put in that position. You gotta be put in that circumstance. You know what I'm saying? You can't just come out and say, I don't think he's a dog. I don't believe he got no dog in him. We gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? Like guys get tested in the ring. You know, some guys bite down. Some guys capitulate to the beat. Who knows? But yeah, man, that's about it, man. Well, who the next caller is?
I think that's it, champ. I got the killer migraine right now, bro.
Oh shit. No
Somebody,
good migraines. I don't really get them.
yeah, nah, that's when you
I don't really
smoke
get
too
headaches. I
much.
think I only had like one headache in my life, but
That's when you
I can remember.
smoke too much. Yo, we out. It's over. Ain't nobody left. I'm gonna be uploading some Caleb Plant interviews. Got my guy out there in Nashville holding down, and yeah, we got some more Wilder footage coming out. Yeah, it's fight month, man. Fight month. It's going down. Tomorrow, let me see what we got tomorrow. We got some.
Shelly
That's
Finkel.
right. We got Shelly. We got Shelly. We got Shelly Finkel and Austin
No
Trout.
doubt. No doubt.
Next week, what's that? That's Friday. So next Monday, 17th, we got Dion Nicholson, the equalizer, off the big win with Earl Newman Jr.
Victory tour.
Me and Mike was asking each other, did we have him on? We ain't have him on, right? Yeah, guys, he ain't been on since the win. Then we finally gonna get Timothy Moulton down. Mike always tripping out on me. Then we gonna get Timothy Moulton down on Monday as well. He's coming in at 9:30 a.m. We got Dion at 10 a.m. Then we got Tuesday, Austin Ammo Williams out of Texas. So I made it an all Texas affair. I said, fuck it then. What is he, 54 pounder? Okay, so the other
I think he might be a little bit higher than that, man. Dude, he a big boy. I think he might be at 160.
Okay, well, there you go, because Burley Brooks, the other Texas boy, coming through. Yeah, I mean, and that's for Tuesday. Wednesday, we got Abraham Supernova, 130 or 35-pound top rank. He just had his top rank debut, trained by Hector Bermudez. Bro, Javier Fortuna's not with Bermudez, so we got to see who he's going to use for this Luke Campbell fight. Crazy. What we got for Thursday? For Thursday, we got a jam-pack. Damon Allen Jr., he's going to be headlining the Philly Special versus Steven Ortiz. So we got both of them. Then we got Rolando Nano Vargas Jr., prospect, sign a top rank. And we got Vito Milanecki on as well. That's Thursday. Nothing for Friday as of yet. But yeah, man, that's about it, man. If you you can follow me on Instagram at NestGTO and catch us on the next one. Peace.
Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Peace out, man. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.
Oh, okay. Bowen Bama said Dion ain't been on since the win.
All right, my bad, man.
So we gonna get him on.
I'm getting.
Yeah, I thought we got him on before the win. So that's all. We just want to get him on after that win. Peace out.
Yes, sir.